Good evening, South Tama Trojan fans. Welcome to another night of basketball here at the Roundhouse. We are starting our basketball season coverage. I'm Darvin Graham. I'm joined by my co-host, Hunter White. Hunter, how are you doing this evening?
I'm doing absolutely fantastic. Nice to be in from that cold, frigid weather that we've had. And here we are inside the Roundhouse, hot, warm, and I'm ready for a doubleheader.
Yeah, absolutely. South Tama coming in 0-1. They took on Marshalltown last week, and it was a loss against the Bobcats. The Bobcats kind of got a revenge game and a victory over South Tama. 45-21 was the final in that one. South Tama kept it close through, I would say, 2.5 quarters. They got it to within 8 points, something like that, in the third quarter, and Marshalltown kind of pulled away after that. The Bobcats brought in a couple of pretty talented freshmen that come into the action for them, and they kind of took over, and Amira Johnson and Frankie Long were the two leading scorers for the Bobcats, both freshmen, both coming off the bench. So a challenging game there, but I would say some improvement has been seen for South Tama and their group of players that a lot of returners coming onto this lineup for Coach Deanna Kiana and company. So we're getting ready for our starting lineups. So we're just had a little technical difficulty getting things started, but we are ready to roll here with the start of the girls' varsity game. I'd like to say thank you to our sponsors for this winter season. They include Berkwood Village of Tama, Toledo, Salt Creek Wind, Mercy Care Tama, Iowa Premium, State Bank of Toledo, S&S Car Wash, Cruzy Phillips Funeral Home, Robach Lumber, Stein Robach Floor Coverings, Medicap Pharmacy, Mark Wesson Hoyer Law Office, Assured Partners Insurance, Hardens and Tama, Appraisal and Realty Services, Sharn Weber's, and TFD Photo and Film. All of our Trojan Country broadcasts also made possible by the Charlie Townsley Memorial. All right, we're going to have your starting lineups here in just a moment.
And now for your starting lineups. First from our visitors from Saydel. At center, a freshman number 3, Lauren France. At forward, a sophomore number 5.
All right, so for the visiting team, the Saydel Eagles, they're going to be led by number 21, junior guard Danielle White. Number 45, senior guard Z. McKay. Number 12, junior forward Paige Rumans. Number 5, sophomore forward Luella Weisfenning. And rounding out the lineup, number 3, the center Lauren France. And for STC, the starters at a guard, number 14, senior Takaya Rosenberger. Number 35, senior Sienna Defoe. Number 5, senior forward Kayla Heck. She's one of the captains this year, along with Jeanette Cervantes. Cervantes starting at the power forward position for STC. She's a forward, and rounding out the lineup for the Trojans, number 24, junior Aubrey Dolezal. So far, the Eagles have not had any action. This is their first game of the season. And we're going to take a quick pause while we have the national anthem live here at the Roundhouse. We'll be right back with game action here in a moment. Thanks for being with us. All right, welcome back live into the Roundhouse. Darvin Graham and Hunter White with you this evening. We're ready to start this varsity matchup between South Tama and Saydel. Trojans again, the starters, Dolezal, Cervantes, Heck, Rosenberger, and Defoe. Jeanette Cervantes will start in the center. Paige Rumens, the standout junior forward, will tip off for the Eagles.
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to this matchup today, Darvin. I know Saydel's been doing a really good job, but our girls just got to play all 4 quarters and get their heads in the game and don't let anything frustrate them.
Cervantes wins the tip, and South Tama starts first on offense. We got a foul to start things off. Heck took a little contact coming inside there, and the foul's going to be against Z. McKay, the senior guard. First personal. First team foul. Sienna Defoe now with the ball, top of the key, dumps it off to Dolezal. Here's Heck, open look underneath, and she gets called for double dribble.
I mean, but that was a good kind of start. Yeah. It was a good pass on the inside and just couldn't quite follow through.
And here come the Eagles, their first offensive set so far. It's number 3, Lauren France. Into the center, the layup is good. 2-0, the Eagles on top. Here comes South Tama. Takaya Rosenberger, senior point guard, picks up the dribble, dumps it in to Kayla Heck. Heck's shot is off the money. And Dolezal comes down with the rebound. Little contact underneath, and Dolezal called for the foul.
Yeah,
against Rumens down low.
Yeah, but it was a good aggressive attack towards the ball, and you know, first opening sets looked really good.
One thing we heard from Coach Dina Kiana leading into this matchup was the focus on shot volume as a kind of precursor to shot selections, shot percentages. Just getting enough shots up has been a problem the last couple of seasons, and so she's really trying to work with her players to make sure they can at least get, be confident enough to get out there and take shots. We saw Kayla Heck in the matchup. There's Heck down low to Cervantes. It tips out of bounds off the outstretched arm of Jeanette Cervantes, Eagles ball. And it was Kayla Heck really doing the most of the shooting against Marshalltown. I think she had 21 attempts, and don't have the number in front of me with what her total was on the night. She had 9 points in total. There's a travel called against number 5, Luella Weisfenning.
Yeah, so hopefully our girls can go ahead and make them pay for this foul.
2-zip, South Tama with the ball. Little spin move there for Kayla Heck. Bank shot is no good. McKay comes down with the rebound. A little one-handed softball pass up the court is intercepted by Sienna Defoe. Rosenberger down low. Cervantes can't get the layup to go. McKay the rebound. Little double team in the backcourt. Danielle White brings it down. She was a manager for this team last year, and they recruited her out, and here she is starting on the varsity lineup. There's a bucket for the Eagles. They lead 4-0. And it was Weisfenning on the shot. An and one for South Tama.
Yeah, they got Weisfenning on the foul, on that shooting foul, and that was just a nice right-hander there from Rosenberger.
Rosenberger will go to the line. Could be the first points for South Tama here. She can make a free throw. No, excuse me. She got the and one. It was, she got the bucket. 4-2. Eagles on top. And it was Weisfenning down low. She gets a little contact in the foul.
But the one thing that I really want to say is that the girls have been doing a really good job playing aggressive ball. They're getting to the ball. Mm-hmm. They're being there. They're taking that space, and they're doing everything that they kind of really need to do. It's just unfortunate that some of these layups just not been what we were after.
Weisfenning makes the first. Back to the line for another. Cervantes the rebound. And a little pressure coming here from Saydel. They back it off around half court. Rosenberger brings it up. Heck dribbles past Z. McKay. Another bank shot. Kind of hurried shooting so far in this first half from South Tama. The loose ball gets picked up by White. And France is going to be fouled.
Yeah, sort of kind of the sequence ball that both of these sides are playing. It's very tempo, hurry up offense. And, you know, they're taking their shots and they're being very rushed on it. That's why sort of kind of this percentages are really low on the attempts to makes. But, I mean, it's been good either way.
And a jump ball called. Weisfenning and Defoe got tangled up just outside the lane. Possession arrow with the Eagles and a timeout called by Saydel. All right, we'll be right back after this. Thanks for being with us.
Welcome back. South Tama able to get the steal off, and right now Rosenberger's going to drive into with the shot, and it's missed, and that is going to be last off of South Tama. So Saydel will go ahead and come in for the inbound. Ruman's going to pass the ball in now. 45 Z McKay out to dribble out. Passes out into the paint again for number 5. Weisfenning going to get the shot. It's no good. It's going to be rebounded by South Tama. Rosenberger's, oh, but there's a nice interception there from 21, Daniela White. And that is going to be off South Tama. .45 is going to inbound. That's going to be a 3 ball. Can't quite get it, and Saydel gets the rebound, but recovered on that second attempt from South Tama. So Rosenberger is going to take this back down to the field. Passes to Defoe. Defoe defers with an inside shot look at Dozal, and that's going to be a jump ball. Possession arrow, South Tama. Dozal to get it, and Heck, who was covered there by Weisfenning, is going to get last touch by South Tama, and now Saydel with the ball. Rumens is going to drive in deep, triple covered, and that's going to be blocked, and that's going to be stolen away by Heck. It's a breakaway down the lane, crossover, and gets it to go. Heck now with her first points of the night. Rumens is going to drive it down, pass over to McKay, who's going to drive out around top of the key. That's going to be a far pass out shot from Weisfenning, and that is going to be Trojan ball. Rosenberger is going to take it down the center. South Tama down 1. And good things so far improving in this first quarter. And that's going to be a push on Z McKay. Now Defoe to inbound it to Rosenberger. She'll take it to the top of the key. Try to get a screen going, lost the dribble. Back out to Defoe. Defoe defers it, and a 3-ball from Heck, just off the top. It's going to be a second attempt from Rosenberger. And can't get that one to go down. Rumens is going to take it up with a floater and just off the left side of the rim. Defoe tried to make an effort on it, but out of bounds, and that's going to be Saydel ball. So South Tama looking really good on the defensive side, as that shot right there from Rumens is going to go up and in. So Heck's going to dribble it out, passes to Cervantes with a open shot. That's deferred back out to Heck, and Heck's going to get this one to go. So Saydel now going to slow down the offense here. Rumens going to take it over to the right-hand side. Dribble in, pass, triple coverage, and gets it. So a good effort there by Rumens. Rosenberger's going to go right-hand side. 35 is going to shoot it up, and nobody from South Tama, but right there, Heck's going to get it, but that's going to be quickly intercepted by Weisfenning. South Tama gets it, breakaway ball, shot, and a shooting foul on, looks like number 12, Paige Rumens. So that is going to put Rosenberger to the line. So that is the Eagles' 4th team foul. Rosenberger looking to take a shot. And that is a missed attempt there, but the second one coming for Rosenberger. And now coming in for South Tama is going to be number 23, Madison Hitchcock, and sitting now is Aubrey Dozal. And another shot up from South Tama is going to go in. So Saydel's gonna go ahead and take that. So excuse me, as I'm trying to take stats as well. So Weisfenning's going to take it out top of the key, drive in. Rosenberger gets the swat, and that is stolen away by Defoe. Breakaway down on the right-hand side. And a deep 2 goes off, gets her own rebound for Hitchcock. And that is going to be intercepted. Foul is going to be on South Tama. So Saydel will inbound this. Looks like push. So that is South Tama's 4th team foul. Rumens is going to take this. Top hand side. Looking to pass to Weisfenning. Weisfenning's going to dribble it out. Double covered, and that's going to be trying to jump ball, and she traveled. So good defensive effort for South Tama. Keeps the Eagles at bay. So hopefully we can continue to play all 4 quarters, as the first quarter is starting to wind down. Double dribble is going to be called now on Olivia Holla, coming off the bench tonight. And Rumens will take this down. Away. A couple more possessions for this first quarter for both of these teams. It's going to be a kick out and a shot for a 3. And goes long. A nice effort there by France, but that's stolen away by Heck, and Heck gets the shot and the breakaway and the score.
Good looking transition bucket there by Kayla Heck. The kind of loose ball grab on the defensive end. Coast to coast, finishes off on the left side. Trojans to within 1.
And that's another stolen ball. South Tama is going to pass it back to Heck. It's been electric tonight, and another one in.
Good from the left side. Kayla Heck heating up. Trojans up by 1.
That's going to be pass out back to McKay. McKay's going to push that out into a triple kind of screen that South Tama's kind of playing. 21's going to take a shot off the rim. Second effort, and the foul is no good. Rumens tried to go up there on the second effort, and that was fouled out. So that brings Rumens, or not fouled out, excuse me, fouled, and brings her to the line. Rumens' first attempt at free throws, no good. So South Tama, you know, ahead now, keeping a good steady lead, and hopefully Rumens doesn't tie it. Ball's up, again off, but that's going to be recovered and jump ball. So that was a offensive rebound there from Rumens, getting their own shot back. And the possession arrow points towards the Eagles. Eagles taking it back out to the top of the key. Passes to Zeiss. She'll take a shot. Second effort there from France. So she'll get that one to go. And a long ball, 3-ball shot by Lastly. It's no good. And thus ends our first quarter. South Tama down 1. Eagles 11, Trojans 10. So far, it's all right. South Tama's been keeping it very competitive in this first match, first quarter. Sadly, the free throws by Rosenberger did not go in, so she is 0-4 for the night on free throw attempts. But, you know, you always wish that you want those to go in. But conversely, the 4 that Saydel has shot, only one of those have gone in. So definitely something that both of these teams are looking to improve on as the season goes. But then again, Heck has been electric for this Trojans offense. 4 made field goals for 6 attempts and doing really good. Of course, Rosenberger has, on my stat sheet, has a made field goal. So South Tama doing some good things on offense. They're playing very aggressively. And in my opinion, doing kind of what they need to do against this tall Saydel lineup. So, second quarter about to be underway. If you're just joining us, we are having a little bit of technical issues, so we may be cutting in and out.
Yeah, if you're on the stream, we're using a new software to be able to utilize the huddle camera that's broadcasting right now. So the camera you're seeing is South Tama's gym camera, and it kind of does a lot of automated things that helps us do things with a small crew, which we have. Here's a turnover on South Tama's end. Bucket by Paige Rumens. And so all that to say, if we do happen to go down, please tune back into our YouTube feed or our Facebook Live. The issue I think we're having tonight is that the new software we're using is not liking us trying to push out to Facebook and YouTube. If we do happen to go down, we might just go back to YouTube. So YouTube would be the place to find us if we happen to lose connection here this evening. Apologies for the troubles, but we're just getting things straightened out here.
That was a good effort there from South Tama defense. Again, second attempt is not there. And Heck's going to have her own breakaway. Takes it with one defender, has numbers, and does not get that one to go. So, sadly, South Tama trying to make the effort to no avail. It's going to be kicked out to Weisfenning. She'll take it there, and that's guarded by Rosenberger, and Weisfenning is going to be called for the travel. So again, good defense for South Tama. Those breakaway points, you can't let that get to you, especially as a player. And of course, South Tama had one there with Heck towards the end of the first quarter, but still plenty of ball left to play, and South Tama only down by 3. Rosenberger, top of the key, is going to take it out to Cervantes, and that shot is going to miss. Another effort there. There's a whole scramble there right in the paint, out to the ball. That's going to be kicked out to number 1 for no points. So rebound South Tama. He's going to take it the distance. Cervantes, who's open to the paint, gets fouled, and 1. Count it. So Cervantes, with her first points of the night, is going to try for the charity stripe extra. Really could bring him back in this, but that was a good vision and pass play from South Tama, catching all of the defenders. And as that ball rattles in and out, but back in, South Tama ties this 13-13. Rumens is going to kick out, passed out in the paint to number 5. She'll put it up. No good there for Weisfenning. Rebound South Tama. Rosenberger's going to take it down to the near side of your screen. It's going to be kick out to Heck. She'll take a 3 ball. Too strong, but the second effort by Lastly will get that to go. South Tama ahead. So good defensive effort. Rumen's going to kick it out as an open look for Weisfenning. So that was just a good assist play. You know, when defenders are collapsing in like that, that's a good pitch out. Pass out to Heck. She'll take a deep 2. Rattles just inside, and that's going to be passed out. But the effort by Garcia knocks the ball out of bounds, and that's going to be South Tama ball. Timeout is called for South Tama, as it looks like coach is going to take some time to think about it, draw up a play.
Make sure to stick around at halftime. We're going to have a interview with our 2 girls captains, Kayla Heck and Jeanette Cervantes. That'll play during halftime here in about 5-10 minutes.
So from what I've been seeing so far from both of these teams is, you know, they're kind of playing up-tempo. They're taking the shots that they really want to take, but they're being very rushed to do so when they do. If it wasn't for a couple key breakaway shots there, of course, I believe it was Rumens, and of course Heck, and the wonderful assist there from, I believe, Rosenberger to Cervantes, with the extra, able to get it in, and Cervantes will inbound it. A 3-ball shot from Lastly, that's going to go off, and that rebound will come back to her. Rosenberger's going to take a deep 2, and that's going to go off the top. And it's going to be a hurry-up offense there for Rumens. Shot no good. Rebound, Saydel. Second attempt, gets that one to go. Weisfenning. Rosenberger's going to hurry up the offense. Top of the key. She'll pass out to Cervantes. Kicks it out. 23. No good on the shot there from Hitchcock. Rumens will take it. Dribble in, pass out again to that open left-hand side. But to no avail and no foul called. Good defense by South Tama. Rosenberger doesn't have the numbers. She'll kick out to Lastly. Shot up. No good. As Rumens is going to take that again, top of the key, and she is tall. So she's got tons of driving power. And kind of dragged the left foot there for Weisfenning in the paint. And that's going to be called as a travel. South Tama ball. So Rosenberger, hopefully, maybe you might just need to relax just a little bit, even though you're down 2. You kind of want to get ahead. You want to get that going. As we see, Heck is going to try the same thing Rumens has been doing all night and gets that one to go. So really slicing and dicing both of these defenses here. Screen comes out from Saydel. Ball's going to get tipped away. Ball's going to be taken out for a 3-shot from White. That rattles up and out. Rosenberger's going to take it. Right-hand side, kick out to Heck. Heck's going to drive. Top of the key, out to Defoe. Defoe's going to defer. That's going to be a pass out deep 2, and that's a block by Rumens. That's just been one of those things, too, and that I've been kind of mentioning as we're going around here, is Rumens has a good 2-3 inches on a lot, on like the tallest girls in South Tama. And she's got long arms, too. That it's just, it's really hard if you're playing against such a tall body as Rumens. And she'll take it top of the key. Going to be guarded there by Heck. He's going to apply that pressure. Pass out to Rosenberger's going to get the defend. And that is going to be a jump ball, possession arrow, Saydel. So that's exactly what South Tama is doing, is that they're collapsing on the paint. They're, making Saydel take the shots that they don't want to take. And if it isn't for a slicing and dicing of 1 or 2, defensive miscues, completely the whole reason why this matchup is currently tied. 3 ball from Heck is no good. And that is going to be a foul on South Tama. Inbound ball from McKay. Rumens is going to pass out to White. Go up for the effort from France, gets it no good, and rebound South Tama. Rosenberger's going to take it right-hand side. Deep shot in, and if Heck wasn't going to catch that, that surely was going to be intercepted there by White, as she kind of had that outreached hand. And if that was going to go right into the breadbasket of Heck, that would have been a sure interception. So with the ball sailing out of bounds, Saydel is going to set up the offense with Rumens. She'll take it to the paint. That's a good block shot. Last touch by South Tama. So still good defensive effort from South Tama girls. Rumens is going to inbound the ball, and that ball is going to go in for more points for Saydel. South Tama's got to find a way to really drive into the paint, as right now the zone offense is what's troubling them. And the third effort there, can't quite get it to go, and another deep 2 from Heck is no good. Another shot there by Rumens, doesn't get it to go, and that is going to be a jump ball for South Tama. So a good effort there from Lastly. And South Tama will take the timeout.
We'll take a quick break. We'll be right back after this. Thanks for being with us.
Welcome back. South Tama down 2 in the second period of this girls' game. South Tama with the last touch going to inbound. Tech's going to kick it out to Camacho. And that is going to be Saydel's ball. I was looking away at my stat sheet, and it could have been I think it was a travel. As Saydel will take this ball, and Ruben is looking very tired. He's going to take it top of the key. She'll pass it out to Weisfenning. Weisfenning shot or pass is going to go long. So South Tama is going to get this to inbound with 1:20. As a deep shot comes out from Lastly, pass out to Cervantes, and doesn't get it to go. And a foul called on, I believe, Cervantes for pushing. So inbound now for Saydel. As Rumens is going to take it top of the key. Passes out. Up-tempo offense is going to take it to an open Rumens. No good from the paint. Second effort is no good either. That's going to be fought for at the net. It's going to be taken for South Tama. Now Hall is going to take it up top of the key. Pass out to Heck. Deep shot in. That's a good dribble out. Deep 2, just high off the backboard, and Rumens is going to take this coast to coast, and she gets that one to go. And that is going to be a foul called on Saydel. Again, aggressive play as the Eagles sort kind of shorten or lengthen the distance as we go down to 15 seconds in the first half. This 3-ball again, shot by Lastly is no good. That's going to go out on Saydel as the effort to get the rebound is no good. And of course, Heck's going to kick it, take it in, and just as it rattles top to bottom, can't get that one to go, and the last effort's going to be for South Tama as looks like the time's going to go out, and we will take the half. Saydel Eagles up 21 to South Tama's 17. First half action done and over in this doubleheader. We'll be back. We got, I believe, a video and some
girls captains, Kayla Heck and Jeanette Cervantes. Thanks for being with us, everybody. For another Captain's Connection here on Trojan Country. We're talking with two of our STC girls basketball captains. I've got Kayla Heck over here on the right and Jeanette Cervantes. Girls, thank you so much for being with us. Yes. First question, tell me, how long have you both been playing basketball? What's your kind of basketball experience been up to where you are now with the varsity team?
I've been playing basketball since middle school, and I've been involved since Blue Pride, and I played a little bit AAU over the summer. I've just been really involved recently. So.
Well, I started freshman year.
Okay.
That was my first year ever, and this is my third year, so yeah.
What do you like? What do you enjoy most about the game, about the team, the whole experience?
I like the energy of the team and like our connection that we have, honestly.
Yeah.
Yeah, the connection with the team has really been great the last few years, and the girls have really all drawn together great. And just like the overall sport, super fun to kind of get to run through plays and stuff.
You guys have a lot of returners coming back for this season. What is that like, having a group that has been together now for a little bit of time coming back into another season?
It's pretty awesome because now we kind of know each other's skill level, and we're able to play off of that throughout the games and kind of know each other's more, like what they're going to do.
Yeah, I agree with that. Like the connection, since we have that connection, we know like how we play and stuff. Yeah.
What positions do you each play, and has that changed over the course of your career? Do you find that you're doing anything different position-wise or role-wise with the team now than when you were freshmen, maybe?
Well, I've played post since freshman year, so nothing has really changed.
Okay.
I used to play, well, I've kind of always played forward, or last game Dina had me playing some point guard. I've also played post in the past.
Yeah.
I've been kind of all over the floor, kind of wherever I need to be.
Jeanette, what is the most challenging part of working down low? Oftentimes, I know against that Marshalltown team, there were a lot of taller players that you had to kind of work against a mismatch a bit. What's the most challenging part of working down low in the paint?
I feel like fighting for the rebounds and stuff because the other teams, they have really, really tall girls, so it's kind of difficult to like move around down there.
Yep. And Kayla, for you, as an outside shooter, what do you have to do to kind of get your shot going and get yourself into a place where you're feeling good about your shot?
It's overall just really practice outside of the gym, and just having the in-games, like there's just memory.
You both are captains with the girls team. What does leadership mean to you as a girls varsity captain, and how does that kind of play out as you're getting ready to get the season underway here, maybe in this preseason time of the year?
Leadership to me means being there for my girls and pushing them to be the best they can be, and kind of getting their headspace and like the right mindset when we're starting a game or even at practices, pushing them to be the best they can be.
Along with Kayla said, just pushing each other, hyping each other up, and just the energy of everybody.
Yep. What do you feel like the team needs to do to improve from where you guys were last season? What are some of the things that you're working on in practice that feel attainable, feel doable, the things that you feel like you can do better as the season goes along?
I feel like we've been working on a lot of shooting, so shooting is like a priority this year, getting more shots up, and just moving around a lot more to have more open space.
Yeah, I'd agree with Jeanette. Shooting is definitely a big priority at practices now.
Yeah.
And keeping our fouls under low, because I know last season we had a really high foul percentage. But this year we've already started the game better than we did our last game, so I'm proud of that. Yeah,
so let's kind of pivot to talk about the Marshalltown game. You've had one game under your belt so far this season. How do you feel like the team performed in that game? I know it was a pretty close game up until the third quarter. Thoughts about how things went down in Marshalltown?
I think the game went really well considering the first half of the game. We were starting off really strong. Girls knew our plays. We were in the right spots, making shots. But I think we just had to keep that consistency throughout the game and work towards that.
Yeah, I agree. It was a pretty good game for the first time, and yeah.
What do you feel like how did it feel to get back on the court for your first game of the season? Did anything feel different than last year? How was kind of the team gelled with some new players coming in to fill in for the graduated seniors from last year?
I feel like the new people coming up, they did pretty good for the first time playing with us, and very proud of them for that.
Yeah. Getting ready for Saydel coming up on Tuesday. What do you feel like are some keys to being able to compete well, to win the game? What do you feel like South Tama needs to do to put yourself in the best position?
I think we need to have the right mindset coming into our game, because I know some of the girls some of us can be kind of negative when it comes considering our losing and winning streak. But I think if we have the right mindset and the right capability to want to do things, we can make it happen.
Any thoughts about the upcoming Saydel game, Jeanette?
I'm excited about it, and yeah, definitely more communicating.
All right. Well, thank you, girls, very much. Best of luck to you and the Trojans, and we'll be rooting for you.
Thank you.
All right.
Here to Dark Road in the middle of Tobacco Road. I grew up in a rush shack. All the hand rollers hanging on my back. Now you know how I love this place called Tobacco Road. So they only lie by real long. I despise you 'cause you feel it, but I love you 'cause you're. I couldn't leave, get a job with the help and the grace from above. I build a town breed, proud to show. I'll get a name, Tobacco Road. So they only lie by live alone. I despise you 'cause you feel it, but I love you 'cause you're. I bring down the mighty crane. I tear it up and start over again. I build a time beer, proud to show. I get the name Tobacco Road. So they only lie by living alone. I despise you 'cause you feel it, but I love you 'cause you're.
Welcome back, Trojan fans. It's halftime. Ready to start the third quarter of this girls' varsity game. South Tama and Saydel in action. Saydel leading 21-17 against the Trojans coming out for STC. The starters from the first half, Kayla Heck, Sienna Defoe, Aubrey Dolzal, Takaya Rosenberger, and Jeanette Cervantes inbounding the ball. South Tama to start with it in the third quarter. Some thoughts from you, Hunter. Got a little better look at this the first half than I did. Thoughts going into quarter number 3 here?
Yeah, the first thing is South Tama needs to keep on doing what they're doing on defense. They're doing a lot of great things, crashing towards the ball, able to kind of stop whatever Rumens and France and Weisfenning have been doing sort of kind of on offense.
Yep.
So they need to keep doing that. Conversely, they need to make their layups. They need to get paint points, because right now the paint points differential for Saydel is definitely way higher than South Tama.
And so it looks like it will be not South Tama's ball to start. It'll be Saydel. And so it's a turnover on the Saydel end. And South Tama now will have the ball. Here's Takaya Rosenberger off to the left. Kayla Heck almost lost it out of bounds. Picks it up on the sidelines. Called for double dribbling. Turnover to the Eagles. We do have a boys game. Boys varsity has their season opener here tonight against Saydel. That's coming up at the conclusion of this girls varsity game, so stick around for that as well. France from the right works it around to McKay. Weiss Finning looking for Rumens. Into the lane and drops in the bucket. Paige Rumens scores first for Saydel in the third quarter. 23-17 now the lead. Rosenberger drives, dishes out to Dolezal. And a foul after Cervantes kind of had an off-balance pass trying to get it back to Rosenberger. Rosenberger fouls Rumens trying to get the loose ball. And now Rumens will inbound. Kind of a critical juncture here for South Tama as they're letting Saydel kind of widen a little bit of a lead. Definitely not out of hand, but they need to be kind of careful how much they allow Saydel to creep away here. Loose ball, scramble, Defoe and Rumens on the court. Jump on the court, jump ball is the call.
That was a good effort there by Defoe. And just all these girls able to go towards wherever the ball is, and whatever zone kind of offense they're doing is working for them. And you can see that there on another good jump ball for South Tama.
Officials making sure they got their, I think the clock might be needing to be adjusted. It's going to be Saydel ball. Z McKay will inbound in front of her own bench. And we are off. And another out of bounds. The ball got tipped loose. Rumens and Rosenberger were scrambling. Stays with Saydel. McKay again to inbound. And now it's Rumens near the half-court line. Weiss Finning. Screen from McKay, and a double dribble is called.
South Tama's been doing a good job again there on defense. Just offense is where we got to get going. Got to start passing the ball more. As this one's kicked out from Defoe. Just unable to get it. But second effort there by Rosenberger. Cervantes, 3 balls, no good. And that's going to be recovered by Saydel. Rumens is going to take it top of the key. Pass out to McKay. And that's going to be blocked out by Heck. And that is going to be Saydel. Rumens out to McKay, 3 ball. It's no good, recovered by Defoe. Good rebound. Rosenberger's gonna up the tempo. Gonna drive right into the paint where he's triple covered and just taken away by Rumens. She'll take it out. And a nice interception there by Cervantes, and that's gonna be a breakaway shot. And timeout taken for Saydel as the ball was kind of rolling. No one from South Tama, Cervantes or Rosenberger, kind of wanted that ball as they were thinking the other was going to grab it, and came crashing in was Z McKay. So Saydel's going to take a timeout as they are going to have that ball on the next live ball possession.
Thanks again to our broadcast sponsors for the winter season. They include Birkwood Village of Tama Toledo, Salt Creek Wind, Mercy Care Tama, Iowa Premium, State Bank of Toledo, S&S Car Wash, Cruzy Phillips Funeral Home, Robach Lumber, Stein Robach Floor Coverings, Medicap Pharmacy, Mark West and Hoyer Law Office, Appraisal and Realty Services, Hardens of Tama, Assured Partners Insurance, Sharn Webbers, and TFD Photo and Film. Thanks to all those folks for being with us this winter season.
Inbound now from McKay goes out to Rumens. She'll hurry it up as Heck's gonna block her, kind of a half-court press. Kick out over to Weiss Finning, and that is going to be a travel. South Tama ball. Again, South Tama's doing what they need to do on defense. They just got to get something going on offense as Hall is going to take this out, kick out to Defoe. Guarded by France, and the ball's going to be tipped just slightly, and Heck tried to go in for the points of the paint, but second effort recovery, offensive rebound for South Tama. Shot up for the twist and turn again, rebounded by South Tama again. That effort doesn't go, and that is going to go off of South Tama.
Olivia Halla into the game. One of the freshman contributors that are. That's got to be a tough thing having to step in as a freshman. I know Halla's had a lot of experience in the AAU and sub high school leagues, but still the transition going against players that are older. You now got a whole 4 years of different age groups all competing at once. And credit to those freshmen that willing to get out there and give it their best. Here's Weiss Finning at the line, makes the first.
Yeah, and it's got to be so intimidating, too, with Halla being listed here as 5'4", with the shortest player on who's playing tonight for the Eagles is 5'5", so they got a 2-inch difference, and 2 inches is really a lot in a game of basketball.
Weiss Finning misses the second, excuse me, and here's Halla bringing it up. Kayla Heck controlling it. Heck down low to Halla, baseline jumper, and it's good. Olivia Halla rattles one through, and South Tama gets some much-needed scoring midway into the third quarter. And a turnover. That was Jeanette Cervantes getting a hand on a pass. Sienna Defoe picked up the loose ball, and here comes Halla again, leading the Trojans up the court. Defoe just inside the three-point line. Loose ball picked up by Halla into the lane, and good.
How about that? That was a good sequence. Don't give up on the ball. And already tonight, Halla's 100 from her field goals.
So Olivia Halla, good court awareness, picking up the loose ball and finding the bucket. Now a travel called against Weiss Finning, and South Tama building a little momentum.
Only down 3. Of course, I wouldn't look for that 3 ball, but you got to keep feeding it into the paint.
Now Kayla Heck with the ball. Crowded to the sideline. Swings it around to Defoe. Top of the key, guarded by McKay. Down low. Loose ball picked up by Halla. Heck, jumper off the mark. White the rebound. Scramble at half court. White passes, and it's out of bounds. Turnover, South Tama ball.
Again, the pressure defensively from South Tama has just been so good.
And Coach Kiana is going to take a timeout and talk things over with the Trojans as they kind of at a critical moment here. A little bit of momentum, and we'll see if they can keep things rolling with 3:43 left in the third quarter. Broadcast reminder, we will be live again on Friday. We'll be back here at the Roundhouse for the girls' game against West Delaware. Start time, it's not a doubleheader, just girls varsity, and so we look to start around 7:30.
I know one of the things that I've been really enjoying tonight is, of course, the defensive play, but just the bench players for South Tama, like we kind of mentioned.
Yeah.
Halla, who's a freshman, has been doing so good. 100 from the 2-point point field goal percentage.
Jasleen Lastly's been out there contributing as well, another freshman for South Tama. So
looks good for this young bench group.
Out of the timeout, South Tama with the ball. Halla brings it up to Lastly in the sideline. Defoe, now Heck, cutting in from the corner. Back out, open look for Sienna Defoe. Oh, just off the mark.
That looks so good.
Good look
too.
there. Here's a long 2 from Halla. It's good. She's heating up.
3 for 3 from 2 points, and that was a deep 2 as well.
Trojans to within 1.
Got to have a good defensive possession here, going zone.
Paige Rumans into the lane, air ball. Cervantes the loose rebound. Now Halla sprinting up the court. Goes past McKay, dumps it off to Heck. Turnaround jumper for Heck. Wide off the mark. Stays with South Tama, though, as Rumans and Halla were kind of jostling for the rebound.
And that was a good dish out there by Halla. You had, I believe, Cervantes there in the paint, exactly what you wanted to do.
Here's Halla from the top of the key. Guarded by White. And a lane violation called against South Tama. That'll turn it over to the Eagles. An untimely penalty there. South Tama just ready to overtake Saydel, and oh, there's a travel. McKay travels near the half-court line, turning it back over to South Tama. I think ball control is going to be the story the rest of the way here. Who can maintain composure, get the ball across half court, make good decisions in the passing lanes.
I completely agree. So Lasley's going to kick that out. That's going to be blocked.
Pass is stripped by Weisfinning. 2-on-1, and Weisfinning gets the ball rejected. It's going to be called a jump ball. No foul on the shot there by Weisfinning. It stays with Saydel as they have the possession arrow, but good defense down low from the Trojans.
Yeah, and a breakaway foul like that, like in college, they would be just like foul, get the 2 points,
right.
don't do any breakaway, but you know, attacking the ball and not the arm, good defensive sequence from South Tama. And Rumens is going to take this top of the key. That's going to be swatted away by Holla. And that's going to be kicked out to France, who, again, that's defended jump ball. This time the possession arrow for South Tama.
McKay goes down to save it. This time it goes to the Trojans. Cervantes into the game to inbound. Just over 2 minutes to go. Low scoring affair here. Has been a lot of turnovers. South Tama rallying here a little bit though. They were down 5. A couple shots made by Olivia Holla. Jasleen Lasley saves the turnover. Ball bounces around. Kayla Heck banks one in just inside the free throw line. And South Tama has a 1-point lead, 25-24.
That's going to be swatted away by Defoe. But, I mean, still, the fast offense that Saydel's bringing, it's making them tired here in these later quarters. Exactly what South Tama needs to do. Z. McKay is going to inbound for Saydel.
Into Rumens, guarded by Heck. Rumens cuts in, and a foul's called against Kayla Heck. And that will be, I think, the 15th foul for South Tama.
Yes.
Steal on the inbounds. Jeanette Cervantes comes away with the loose ball, stripping the ball out of the passing lane, and now South Tama back in control. Kayla Heck drives the lane. You almost like to see a pull-up there than just sort of diving in and throwing it up. But
yeah, especially when they're closing in that close in the paint, and they've been playing so aggressive like they have been. As this is tipped away, and South Tama's going to take it.
Another steal. Holla, hand in her face, drills one from just inside the three-point line. South Tama leading 27-24. Here come the Eagles, another steal. Saydel struggling here with some decision-making, and South Tama back on offense again. Lastly, long three, banks it in.
How about that? Her first points of the night, second points of the night, and that's going to be long.
Weisfinning trying to respond on the other end for the Eagles. And the rebound, loose ball tips around. It goes out of bounds. Last touch by the Eagles. And South Tama has it back here with 42 seconds going into the fourth quarter. Trojans with the momentum, with the ball. And the scoring has come from their two freshmen. Lastly, again, baseline jumper, no good. Holla called for traveling.
Yeah, she really kind of leaned into that one, especially when you're playing against a tall player like that. You just got to go straight up with the arms, make a shot move.
Paige Rumens brings it up for the Eagles. Weisfinning gets tied up with Defoe. And I think a foul is called against Sienna Defoe there. And so South Tama.
Yep, that's going to be their fifth team.
That's their fifth. So double bonus, well, for the next 21 seconds. The rule change, of course, this year at the high school levels, stipulating that teams get to go to the double bonus. There's no longer a 1-and-1 foul shot situation. And the foul bonus for the team fouls resets every quarter. So you can only be in a double bonus for 1 quarter at a time. And racking up team fouls can't lead to 2 shots throughout more than a quarter. So on the 2-and-2, Weisfinning makes the last one. Still a 5-point lead for South Tama. They can run out the clock here to the end of the third. Lastly, will fire away. Air ball picked up by Franz, stripped away by Heck, and Kayla Heck converts off the turnover.
She's just been electric tonight.
One-hander, and the whistle will sound into the third. South Tama leading Saydel 32-25. Big into the third quarter there for the Trojans.
And the big thing there is South Tama, the girls off the bench have been huge tonight. Lastly, able to make that 3. Hala, who has been everywhere on the floor, she is currently 4 for 4 from the 2-point field goal. Just a hot hand tonight.
Yeah. Really good to see some confidence in the scoring. And it's got to feel good for the team and the coaches to see it coming from their young players. Some other, I think we're seeing a lot of senior leadership on the defensive end. Defoe, Cervantes, and Heck are really causing problems in the passing lanes for Saydel. And Saydel just kind of has to find their composure and see if they can rally here in the fourth. But anybody's game at this point, still within single digits. We got 8 minutes to go. South Tama would love to get a win back after dropping one to the Eagles last year. It was nearly a 20-point defeat in Des Moines last year against Saydel, but the Eagles graduated all but one of their starters off of that lineup from last year, Rumens being the only returner off of that group. So some new faces in the lineup here, and Saydel will get a bucket from Lauren Franz to start the fourth. Azalee Morgan in for South Tama, and a foul is called on Hala into the lane.
She was attacking with the elbow, but if that was a clean run, she had a good open look at the paint there.
Looks like the call's going to be on Weisfinning. First team foul of the quarter for the Eagles. And now South Tama will inbound, non-shooting foul.
So inbounding now is Azalee Morgan.
Pass goes to the ground. Hala digs it out. Here's Hitchcock. Morgan back to Hitchcock in the lane. And another foul is called.
Saydel's playing a little sloppy here in the fourth quarter. You can obviously tell their up-tempo offense that they've been trying to run there with Rumens. Can't go well.
Morgan to Heck. Now lastly, with Danielle White draped all over, and a double dribble is called against Madison Hitchcock.
Trying to make South Tama frustrated there on that offensive sequence, and the ball's going to go straight through the hands of Weisfinning, but she's going to get that one to go.
Big bucket there for the Eagles as they were kind of in a bit of a scoring drought. Olivia Hala into the lane and draws the foul. So she'll go to the line for 2. And kind of just barely, that was almost not a shooting foul, but Hala, good court awareness there to kind of get the underhanded shot up while the contact was happening.
And that's exactly what you need to do in that situation, is you just got to go straight up when it's going in.
And the first one is no good. Getting to the free throw line needs to be a priority too for South Tama against Marshalltown. I think less than 5 trips to the line for the whole game. And Hala unable to convert on either free throw. Rumens a little trouble near the sideline, but she picks it up. Double team. And McKay knocks it out a bounds, but it's going to be a foul called against Kayla Heck. What do you have for? She's got 4 now, so that's tough. She's going to have to watch that, and she will come out of the game. So Jeanette Cervantes checks in. Kayla Heck to the bench with 4 fouls.
Yeah, the next 7 minutes is going to be really difficult on these girls. Saydel's trying to claw back on this one. Momentum kind of in the gym is sort of shifting towards Saydel. But at the same time, South Tama's did what they needed to do on offense to kind of take that long lead. I think at one point we were leading by 5 or something like that.
I think it was 5.
Yeah, leading by 5. So the distance is now closed to 3. Of course, that's a one possession score difference, and that can just change the tempo of any kind of game. Of course, Holla had that hot hand there towards the end. Is what gave South Tama their steam going into this 4th quarter. And now Saydel has been able to kind of dish it out there with Rumens at the top of the key. And I'm going to be trying to limit Rumens like they did on the left hand, just try to stop that.
Coming out to the start out of this timeout for South Tama, Morgan, Hitchcock, Lastly, Cervantes, and Holla. The Eagles find France down low. Lauren France, another freshman, contributing here for Saydel. And she pulls the Eagles to within 1. Azalee Morgan down low, finds Cervantes. Jeanette Cervantes unable to convert on the little bunny from inside the lane. There's a steal from Holla. Holla crosses up McKay, and the layup is good. She's got a good touch at the rim.
Yeah, kind of extends that lead by 3, and that's exactly what South Tama needed.
Cervantes tips a pass away. Morgan comes away, but Morgan called for a traveling. And we go back and forth. 6 minutes and 21 seconds left in the 4th quarter.
Yeah, that's just unfortunate. In the gym is sort of shifting towards Saydel.
Z McKay to inbound.
At the same time, South Tama's
to Rumens from the left side. Forces the double team. Pass is tipped away. Loose ball picked up by Holla. Here's Jasleen Lastly. Air ball 3-pointer. Scramble situation. Ball controlled by Rumens, and the Eagles make it across half court.
That was a good block from Lastly.
Lastly contends the shot by Weisfinning. The ball gets knocked out of bounds after the loose ball. And a timeout called by Coach Kiana. Still a 3-point lead here for South Tama, 34-31. Coming out to the start, let's see if they can just kind of. It's been a low-scoring game.
Yep.
I had no reason to think it's going to change too much here on out. So again, it's just, can you limit the turnovers, limit the easy buckets. Another freshman contributing here for Saydel.
But it's been such a defensive game as well. The turnovers, I don't have a stat for turnovers, but the steals for South Tama at 7.
Yeah.
And, you know, there's been a lot of blocks from Saydel coming out as well. But that's just because of the size. There was a lot of offensive and defensive rebounding coming for Saydel. So it's just one of those things that, like you mentioned, Darvin, it's going to be one of those things that whoever's going to turn the ball over, get points off turnovers, what's going to matter the most.
And we go back and forth. 6 minutes and 21 seconds left. Eagles with 3 team fouls. That could play into things too as we get down the stretch here. South Tama just with 1. Z McKay to inbound. And a steal just after the inbounds. Here's France. And unable to convert on the transition bucket. Loose ball goes to South Tama. Now the Trojans with the ball. Olivia Holla, guarded by Weisfinning. Hands it off to Hitchcock. Scramble situation. Ball controlled by Rumens. Hitchcock in the middle. Cervantes. Pass picked away by Rumens.
That was a good block from Lastly.
Rumens down the right side. Another turnover.
Yeah, again, they've been dishing it out to Franz. It's what's getting those points, and that was a good read by Morgan.
Holla Steps through the lane. Shot doesn't go, but it gives Cervantes an opportunity for the putback. So that shot attempt is critical. Even though she doesn't make it, she gives her teammate an opportunity for a putback.
Yeah, and again, another good defensive effort from South Tama there. Of course, she's chasing the ball. Left her open for a three, but only a handful of threes, if that, made tonight. So good defense.
It was Danielle White on the missed three. Lastly, tries to find Cervantes in the middle. Cervantes dealing with a little bit of a knee injury coming off the volleyball season, and she's coming up limping a little bit. We'll see if she can kind of work it out. And there's a bucket by Rumens down low. And now some subs coming in for the Trojans.
Because of the size, there was a lot of offensive and defensive rebounds. The sequencing for South Tama has been pretty good, especially getting those rebounds off the glass defensively. That's been a good kind of notion from South Tama here.
6 minutes and 21 seconds left. Eagles with 3 team fouls. That could play into things too.
A lot even if South Tama doesn't come away with a win, you still got to be feeling a lot good about this team.
And unable to convert on the
just because of how they've been playing tonight. From the game at Marshalltown to tonight, completely different team, and we're going to see that improvement go on again and again. Starter's going to be able to continue to get better and hone in that craft, and of course, bench players, all for South Tama have been absolutely wonderful tonight. And the student section of South Tama is trying to get into that, as it's starting to get a little loud here in the Roundhouse with less than 4 minutes, 30 seconds to play in the game. That's going to be stolen away by Weisfenning, excuse me, and that's going to be a foul on South Tama. So Weisfenning to the line. Yeah, and again, another good defensive effort from South Tama there. So Weisfenning is currently 3 for 5 from the charity stripe. She'll have 2 tonight. So good defense.
It was Danielle White on the missed 3.
And the first shot up rattles in and out off the left.
In the middle. Cervantes dealing with a
so that's going to be a missed shot. So she's 50% on the night from the charity line.
She's coming up limping a little bit. We'll see if she can kind of
ball's going to go up. And that one will get put away. Rosenberger's going to take it, and that is going to be an aggressive attack there from Rumens. Especially getting those. And South Tama is going to take that ball just shy of the half-court line. Kind of. Defota inbound. And that ball's going to go long to an open Morgan. She can put it up. That's points. Kick out to Lastly. 3-ball over. And Lastly can't get that one to go. But that is going to be South Tama ball. Heck's going to come in for Hitchcock. Going to dish it out to her. She'll take it top of the key. 3-ball shot goes off the backboard. And a third attempt. And that is not going to count. That was a jump ball. So the shot, it was not a shooting foul. But still South Tama ball. Students actually South Tama is trying to get into that. Defota inbound. Looking at Heck, and that's going to be stolen away by France. So she'll take it, the distance dish out, and that is going to be a shot foul called on South Tama. So that will put France at the line, or excuse me, Danielle White is going to be shooting. She'll have 2. She hasn't been to the charity stripe yet today.
Danielle White on the missed 3.
And the first shot up rattles. So she will take her first. And that goes squarely into the net. She'll make her first. As the Eagles will try and tie it up. Get put away. With 3:56 left to play in the game. Is going to take it, and that is going to be an aggressive. That one's going to go long. And that's going to be a jump for the ball. And you want to go for a jump ball here if you're South Tama. And that's going to be called timeout for Saydel. Defota inbound. So that would have been a good defensive rebound for South Tama. Of course, McKay kind of went in hot there, was able to get the rebound and the timeout for Saydel. So they're going to take some time to talk about it, as this is a 1-point game. Heck's going to come in for...
Thanks again to our sponsors this winter season: Birkwood Village of Tama, Toledo, Salt Creek Wind, Mercy Care Tama, Iowa Premium, State Bank of Toledo, S&S Car Wash, Cruzy Phillips Funeral Home, Robach Lumber, Stein Robach Floor Coverings, Medicap Pharmacy, Mark West and Hoyer Law Office, Assured Partners Insurance, Appraisal and Realty Services, Hardens, Sharn Webbers, and TFD Photo and Film.
The photo inbound.
Coming out of the timeout, South Tama leading by 1, and they will defend the inbound. Aubrey Dolezal into the game now.
And that is going to
inbound
be
pass, tipped around, another jump ball.
On South Tama. So that will put Fonts at the line.
McKay will inbound again.
Danielle White is going to be shooting.
Inbound
she hasn't been to the
Rumens.
charity stripe yet today.
She dishes out to White. Danielle White fires off. Shot is no good. Stays with stays with Saydel.
Goes squarely.
So it was last touched by Rosenberger underneath.
She'll make her first. So that's going to be kicked out and blocked by Defoe. And Rosenberger is going to take it to the top of the key. That one's going to go long. It's going to be kicked out to Defoe. Morgan's going to dish in. McKay is there again. Jump ball for South Tama. Here for South Tama. And that's going to be called timeout for Saydel. So that would have been a good. So Defoe's going to inbound to Morgan. Of course, Morgan's going to take it to the top of the key. He's going to try and be stolen, as Rosenberger was trying to dish that out to Aubrey Dolezal, and no good. This is a 1-point game, as that ball is going to be called for Saydel.
Thanks again to our sponsors this winter season: Birkwood Village of Tama, Toledo, Salt Creek Wind, Mercy Care Tama, Iowa Premium, State Bank of Toledo, S&S Car Wash, Cruzy Phillips Funeral Home, Robach Lumber,
So
Stein
McKay
Robach Floor Coverings,
will inbound
Medicap
for Saydel.
Pharmacy, Mark West and Hoyer Law
Out
Office.
to France.
Assured Partners
Passes it
Insurance,
to Rumens.
Appraisal
She'll
and
dish
Realty
out.
Services, Hardens, Sharn
And
Webbers,
a
and
shooting
TFD
foul
Photo and
called. And that will put Weisfenning to the line.
Coming out of the timeout, South Tama
So
leading by
Weisfenning,
1,
who's been
and they will defend the inbound. Aubrey
over
Dolezal into the
50
game now.
for tonight. We'll take 2 more.
Inbound pass, tipped around, another jump ball.
On South Tama.
Trojans clinging to a 1-point lead. As Luella Weisfenning misses the first of 2 free throws. Inbound to Rumens. Trojans just 1 foul away from the team double bonus. Shot is no good. Stays
and the
with
second is no good.
Stays with Saydel. Last touch ball goes out of bounds after the free throw. It'll be Trojans ball.
That's going to be kicked out and blocked.
Inbound pass.
And Rosenberger
Picked up by Lastly, and she's immediately fouled.
And Weisfenning was going in a little hot there and got the foul on that. McKay is there again. So full court pressure now for Saydel. And that's going to be called timeout for Saydel. Kick that one out, as that was tried to be taken away by Weisfenning. Morgan able to keep the ball alive just barely, and Defoe's going to get this, and a foul called on McKay. He's going to try and be stolen, as Rosenberger was trying to dish that out to Aubrey Dolezal, and no good.
The Eagles with 5 now, so maybe the scoreboard wasn't right when we last looked. So Eagles with 5 team fouls, South Tama with 4, and so South Tama in a double bonus situation now the rest of the way for the rest of the 3 minutes and 8 seconds on the clock. Sienna Defoe at the line to shoot 2. And boy, who can make free throws here? That's going to be the other question tonight.
And that will put Weisfenning to the line.
Coming out of the timeout, South Tama.
So Weisfenning's shot has been,
and they will defend the inbound.
over 50
the game now
for tonight. That's going to be missed.
Inbound pass. Second shot off the back of the rim. Weisfenning picks up the rebound. Trouble in the passing lane. Defoe strips it away. Another turnover. Misses the first of 2 free throws. Rumens slings it down low. 2 shots off the mark, and finally Danielle White gets a bucket to go off the backboard. Eagles up by 1. Here comes Holla on the right side. And a foul. Weiss Fenning called for the contact. Olivia Holla will go to the line.
That's going to be kicked out and blocked.
Inbound pass. She was 0 of 2 last time up. Picked up by, see how she does here. She's immediately fouled.
And Weiss Fenning was going in a little hot there and got the foul on that.
McKay is there again.
So full court pressure now for Saydel.
And that's going to be called timeout
Going to
for
have
Saydel.
to kick that one out as that was tried to be taken away by Weiss Fenning. Morgan able to keep the ball alive just barely, and Defoe's going to get this, and a foul called on McKay.
He's going to try and be stolen as Rosenberger was trying to dish that out to Aubrey Dozal, and no good.
Eagles with 5 now, so maybe the
So the first free throw for Holla is going to go in.
Eagles with 5 team fouls.
That's
South
gonna be
Tama
good.
with 4, and so South Tama in a double bonus situation now. The rest of the way for the rest of the 3 and 3
So
minutes.
second
and 8
shot now
seconds
for
on the
Holla
clock.
at a tied game, and that will put South Tama in the lead.
Apologies there for the audio issues we were having a moment ago. Some new equipment we're working with here for this basketball season, so we do appreciate your patience. And we got an exciting game here, though. 1-point lead for South Tama. They got the ball underneath the Saydel hoop. Here comes Olivia Holla, the freshman, across the free throw line. Across the half-court line, I should say. Morgan. Now to Defoe.
At this point, you kind of want to get that shot clock down to almost 0. You don't want to fight it any more than what you have to.
Rumens and Holla collide. And Holla called for the foul. So now both teams in the double bonus.
Yep, so shooting fouls coming for Rumen, who has been hot from the charity stripe, but missed her last 2. First attempt for that is going to be made. So that'll make her 5 for 8 from the line. Second shot up is no good. And that's going to be rebounded, called jump ball, possession arrow towards Saydel. So Saydel could take the lead with 2:19 left on the clock.
White trying to pass it down low. Gets the ball stripped away by Cervantes. Lastly, picks up her dribble. Finds Holla, and Holla finally gets it into the half court. Screen from Defoe. We'll give and go there with Sienna Defoe. Now back to Lastly. Three-pointer. 2 big three-point buckets from Jasleen Lastly. And South Tama gets some much-needed scoring, 41-38. Under 2 minutes to go. Double dribble called against Lauren Franz.
How about that?
Aubrey Dolezal goes to check in. Kayla Heck on the bench with 1 foul to spare, so we'll see if she might be coming into the game, but inbound to Holla. Trojans over the half court. Lastly fires again, this time not good. Holla the rebound, covered up on a double team, and she throws it away to Rumens. Rumens loses the handle, picks the ball back up, and just kind of lets an off-balance shot go, but the putback is good for Lauren Franz. And now the Saydel Eagles respond, 41-40. This is going to be a knockdown, drag out into this 4th quarter, I think. We're already seeing it. A turnover and a transition bucket. Paige Rumens puts the Eagles back on top. Rumens almost stole away the inbound again. Morgan trying to heave it down low to Dolezal. South Tama out in front a little too much. Loose ball picked up by Paige Rumens. And she finishes off a layup at the other end. And finally a timeout called as South Tama trailing by 3.
Yeah, at that point, it's a learning curve. You got to know who you need to guard in those kind of short minute situations. South Tama wasn't ready for it. Of course, Rumens, who has been just fantastic tonight for the Eagles, able to get 2 quick points. And with the 3-point differential, I do want to mention, lastly, is 50% beyond the arc.
Yeah.
Might want to hand it to her.
Yeah.
She's been having, like you mentioned, Darvin, crucial 3-point shots tonight.
It looks like Jeanette Cervantes is going to get ready to come back in. She left the game with what appeared to be some kind of discomfort in the left knee. She's got the brace on there, you can see. So we'll see if she's ready to go 100%. And I'm not sure if, I don't think Heck has checked back in. So it looks like Kayla Heck's going to stay on the bench for now. So out for the Trojans, coming out of this timeout, it's going to be Holla, Morgan, Defoe, lastly, and Cervantes. Cervantes to inbound.
Saydel fans are on their feet cheering. South Tama's got to look for a nice open 3 ball, get it down if they can. That's taken away from the corner in Holla. And she will be fouled. Shooting 2 now for South Tama is going to be Holla.
Trojans have struggled at the free throw line. Well, both teams have, really. And it's early games for both of these teams, so that might be, come to be expected, especially for a lot of players playing in their first varsity action here tonight. And here's Olivia Holla. 2 shots. First one just goes in.
Yeah, that's exactly what you need to do.
Tell you, I love to see a packed Roundhouse here tonight. Second one, in and out. Robbed. But it's a 2-point game. 30 seconds on the clock. Paige Rumens. And Saydel's just got to play the clock here.
Yeah.
And that's what they're going to do. A foul against Rumens. Critical free throws here from the junior standout.
Still doable if she only makes 50%. South Tama Roundhouse getting loud. And it's made. So she'll take her second. That one up.
Bounces around. Jostle under the hoop. And the ref's going to say it was last touched by Defoe underneath. Defoe and that was Emily Zeiss coming in off the bench. So Zeiss will inbound it, and I think it was her and Defoe going for the rebound there. Inbound to Rumens. And they're in the driver's seat here. They lead by 3 with the ball. Millie Peck tries a shot, but it gets picked up. The loose ball gets picked up by Rumens, and she'll dribble it out. South Tama's going to have to put pressure on or foul. Lastly, can't get it across half court, and that's going to do it. A 2-possession game, and South Tama unable to manage the clock. Final score, Saydel 47, South Tama 42.
And heartbreakers like that is just so tough. The girls played awesome tonight. Their defense was peak. They had clutch hits, but when it all came down to the end, they didn't guard the person that they needed to in those critical moments. Able to get the ball to Rumens, and that's game.
Yeah, and credit to the Saydel Eagles. They kind of kept their head above water in a little bit better down the stretch. and they come away with the victory. So South Tama will go back to the drawing board. They've got West Delaware coming up on Friday. We will have that game live for you here on Trojan Country. That's here at home, and we'll see how they can kind of take this game action into practice and come out and compete against the Hawks on Friday. We're going to take a quick break. When we get back, we've got a Coach's Corner interview we did yesterday with girls coach Dina Kiana. We're going to play that, and then we're going to get you ready for the boys varsity game here between South Tama and Saydel. Thanks for being with us, everybody. It's time for our first Coach's Corner of the new 2023-2024 season. I'm joined by our STC head girls coach, Dina Kiana. Dina, how are you today?
Oh, I'm doing pretty good, Darvin.
Thank you for taking some time for us. You guys are already started in your season. You had a game against Marshalltown, and we're going to kind of start there. Can you give me some of your impressions, thoughts, reactions to your team's game against Marshalltown last week before the Thanksgiving holiday?
Well, first off, the girls basically did the things that we needed to do at the beginning of the game.
Yeah.
Really came out strong, really came out in consistency and fashion, that things that we were working on and trying to implement during the course of the 2 weeks of practice. As the game wore on, their legs started fatiguing a little bit more. The court is a lot bigger than what South Tama high school court is, so you could tell how much bigger the whole court was, that it made a difference in the girls' ability to get up and down the court as quickly as they can. And when you're practicing on a regular size high school court or going to the middle school, making our adjustments for the wrestling program, that we go to smaller courts, we don't go into any bigger courts than that. So that kind of played a part in our readiness for the whole game.
Yeah.
And like I said to them, I said we really came out really strong in the first quarter, and we need to come out strong throughout the game. So it's just a learning process for the group that we had, and some of the players that weren't totally available to us due to injury or illness that kind of played a role in what we were doing.
Sure. Looking through that game, you guys held it pretty close up through the third quarter even. What do you feel like went well for your team in that first half? What were they executing well? What good things did you see in that first half?
One of the things that we've been kind of working on throughout preseason was being a little bit more awareness on the court, and being able to establish our spacing and being able to do the kind of things that we're trying to do, and to know where all our exit points are if we get stuck, and not get overly anxious and impatient with the process.
Yeah. You mentioned the kind of fatigue aspect of the second half of that game. Were there any adjustments that you thought Marshalltown made, or anything they did differently that contributed to their success in that second half, and the kind of South Tama kind of fading a little bit?
I think that by their ability to make the steals and make the plays that they did, a lot of their points came off of in the paint points and layups, and it wasn't so much their outside game that beat us. They had two tall post players, 4 and 5s, that kind of was their middle, that they did get the ball to them, and one of them was even their guard that brought it up. So it was a major factor as far as what was happening inside the paint for us.
Yeah, you mentioned it. South Tama was at a size disadvantage at a couple of different positions against Marshalltown, and you guys having really nobody close to 6 foot, that means you're going to have that disadvantage in most games probably this season. How do you kind of coach your players to be able to work against a player that's maybe 3-4 inches taller than them? What sort of things do they have to do down in the paint to have some success?
I think that they got to understand that they have to use their body more to put their body in position of and add an advantage by using leverage and how they can basically use their whole body and move the bigger girls around and not just basically stand behind them or try to just play from behind. That's not a very good place to be on an offense or as a defender. And so those are kind of things that we're working on, that they have to be a little bit more physical down there.
Yeah. Your top 2 scorers against the Bobcats were 2 of your returners, Kayla Heck, Sienna Defoe, both seniors. Just talking about those 2 in particular at the moment, what have you noticed about those 2 as they've come into the season this year? How have they maybe improved? What are they kind of doing on the court and contributing at this point of their career?
Overall, that Kayla and Sienna have been slowly improving over the time. One of the things, a lot of our older players have been with the program for about 3-4 years now, and that consistency helps the program as a whole. And what Sienna has done, she basically the offense is freer as to what they can do and do within the sets. That they just need to be a little bit more patient and confident and how to use the backboard in the sense of we need to score higher in the paint.
Yeah.
And when we don't do that, that just prevents us from gaining more than 23 points. If you look at our shot chart, and the shots missed, majority of them are in the paint. And when you're below 30% in the paint 2-point area, you're not going to win too many games that way.
Of course, yeah. Can you talk about some of your other starters or contributors that might work into the starting lineup other than Kayla and Sienna? You got a lot of returners, but who else do you have out there on the court, and what are some of their strengths and characteristics that they bring?
I'd like to see a little bit more progress coming from Aubrey Dozel and from Belle Johansson down there. Right now, we're without Jeanette Cervantes right now. She had a knee injury from volleyball that she's attending to, so she's going to be out until we get word on that. So down in the paint area, that's kind of like what we're looking at.
Yeah.
And then for our outside shooting, we're looking for more of those opportunities with our offensive sets and being able to capitalize on open 3 shots or being able to see the inside for the inside game.
Yeah. Looking through your roster, you've got some underclassmen that are with Varsity this year. Can you tell us a little bit about some of those players that maybe we haven't seen in this Varsity stage yet so far? Who are they, and what sort of things do they add to the mix for the team?
Well, a few of them, like we have Azalee Morgan, that's been she played last year on the team, moved her up kind of second half of the season, seeing some good things from her at the JV level, and wanting her to just to be a little bit more aggressive and intentional on what she's doing. We do evaluations every year, and she's one of the ones that jump really high and has a really she's really quick. It's just that just getting her going into that, it's going to be helpful in the long run. A lot of what we're doing is looking at doing what we can do, but a lot of bringing up these younger players is to get them that experience exposure at a sooner age, so they understand that what growth that they need to have when they start coming up as making an impact as a junior.
Some of the freshmen too. Talk a little bit about them as well.
One that stands out, she's been playing ball for a long time, is Olivia Holla.
Okay.
She's been playing for as long as I've known her, and just being able to see her play in AU seasons has been one of the kind of like a diamond in the rough because of the ability that she does in handling the ball. And it's helpful in that if our seniors don't start producing where they should be, you know, I have every confidence that she'll be able to handle the ball.
Yeah.
Jasleen, lastly, she's one of them that's been playing some AAU ball as well over the off season, and seeing her playing, she needs to work on a lot of different offense and skill set, foundational stuff. But as a shooter, I can see her as, you know, being one of our primary shooters as the years go on.
Yeah.
Olivia Bradley, she has the potential of stepping up as well as a defensive specialist. I don't look at our players as just scorers or as just rebounders. I look at the whole gamut of what a basketball player needs to do, and those are the things that I always talk to them as being part of a team. You just don't have to score a point. You help with scoring a point by deflecting a ball, by diving after a ball, by getting a jump ball, by doing all these other things that help us score. And just to have them understand that it's just not about you have to be the scorer.
One thing that's evolving and changing a little bit with South Tama's scheduling in the last few years is more double headers getting scheduled in the WAMAC conference. It used to be really very clear home and away, boys playing home, girls playing away, vice versa. And now we're seeing some more of those double headers come into play where we get both teams into the same building. What is that? How do you think about those sorts of changes? Do you feel like it's a positive thing to have both in the same venue? Thoughts about the double headers kind of coming together for South Tama a little bit?
When I first started coaching, I was coaching over at Meskwaki Settlement School, and a lot of our games over there were boy-girl games. And I really appreciated that because it gave us the ability to support each other as we're away, in a sense. And with our fan base, it'd be even more of a fan base if once we go away. So having girl-boy double hitters, for me, that's just more basketball. And I love watching basketball. I love watching the kids grow as they've gone on, and their ability to just knowing that their energy levels increase when you know you have a fan base and to help you with how you're playing.
Yep. Talk a little bit about this Saydel matchup, the next game for the Trojans here coming up on Tuesday. What sort of things are you working with the team to prepare? What are some of the keys to victory that South Tama has to work on if they're going to try and get a win against Saydel on Tuesday?
First off, we have to score more points than the other team. Secondly, we need to make more of our shots and be a little bit more comfortable with what our sets are, and to be. I'm not the type of coach that tries to dictate exactly what they need to be doing. I need them to be more creative and more instinctive to be able to be more successful on the basketball court. So I just give them that freedom of creativity and freedom to see what's the best option and better choices.
Gotcha. All right, well, thank you very much, Coach. Best of luck to you and the Trojans, and we'll catch up with you again soon.
Thank you.
Welcome back live into the Roundhouse. Darvin Graham and Hunter White with you this evening. We are a couple minutes away from the start of the boys varsity game. South Tama and Saydel getting ready to start their seasons collectively here tonight in Tama. Final score from the girls game, if you're just tuning in, 47-42 in what came down to a barn burner in the fourth quarter. Saydel gets the win, 47-42 over South Tama. And we're going to jump into starters here for tonight's boys game. First for the Saydel Eagles. They're going to be led by senior guard number 0, Shine Low. At another guard position, junior number 2, AJ Olin. At a here at a forward position, number 1, freshman Brady Hicks. Number 11, forward Hunter Reed, and the center, Number 5, sophomore Chase Sharp for the STC Trojans. At the point guard position, South Tama will have senior number 2, Cade Rosenberger. At the shooting guard, number 5, senior Daniel Weiss. At the 3 and 4 position, South Tama has Tommy Tynisma, the senior standout trackster. He's number 3, coming back for his senior season. Been a year away from the program. Was a contributor in his sophomore season. I think maybe the 2nd or 3rd leading scorer in that year. Did not go out last year. He's back out with a big group of seniors to make a pretty substantial group of players here on this varsity roster. The center for tonight, freshman number 23, Emerson Bridgewater. And rounding out the lineup for the Trojans, number 33, center Jeremy Dolash.
Yeah, so with a couple returners for South Tama, of course, mentioned number 2, Cade Rosenberger. He has quite the pedigree coming off of last year, kind of looking at statistics here. He ended up finishing with 156 points. He did play in 20 games, got him 7.5 points per game as well. He was shooting 75% from the line. Also notable stat line is 5 blocks. Daniel Weiss, 70% free throws from the line. He had 34 defensive rebounds, had 7.5 points per game. And also notable stat line for Daniel is he is 25% beyond the arc, and that is pretty good as a high schooler, especially junior, sophomore. So also returning there is going to be Jeremy Dolash, 71% from free throws, had 47 defensive blocks, only had 30 points from the game, but he did shoot at a 35 percentage.
And so another new aspect of the South Tama boys team this year, a completely overhauled coaching staff. New coaches for South Tama. Head coach this year is Craig Harrison. Harrison is in his 2nd year teaching at South Tama. He's a social studies teacher at the high school. Came in from the Old Wine School District. And he is now coaching as the head varsity coach for the boys team. His assistants for this year, Dave Weiss. Dave's the dad of Daniel Weiss and been in the community a long time, South Tama grad. And another South Tama alum, Justin Gates, is the freshman coach and assistant for the boys varsity team. Gates, another STC alum.
He's assisted by Dave Weiss and Justin Gates. Let's play some basketball.
And we are ready to get things going. South Tama, this is as far as numbers go, this is the biggest group of boys basketball team members we've seen out in the last several years, I would say. And a kind of crop of seniors sort of coming back for one last ride. Emerson Bridgewater, a freshman, he'll get the tip tonight. Bridgewater, I don't have height stats on either of these teams tonight from Varsity Bound, but Bridgewater, I think, standing probably close to 6'6", maybe.
Yeah, he's pretty tall up there.
Which is kind of the we haven't had height like that since Eli Kiana from about 3-4 years ago, but it'll be Saydel with the tip, and we are off and running. First shot goes up. A.J. Allen banks it hard off the right side, and it'll be South Tama with the rebound. Cade Rosenberger working the point in South Tama's first possession here.
Saydel trying to come out the gates with a quick 2. Got nothing going. This is going to be dish out, kick out.
Good pass work here by South Tama. Rosenberger to Dolash in the left corner. Back to Tynisma. Inside to Bridgewater. The double team. Kick out to Weiss. And I think a 3-second violation called against Bridgewater down low, but good thought there by Bridgewater to get the ball outside to an open Daniel Weiss.
Yeah, ball movement was huge for South Tama there. They were kicking it out, trying to find the open man, and they did. Unfortunate for that lane violation.
Something may be wrong with the basketball. The official's going over to the score table, and he's going to exchange the ball for a different one. Not sure why, but
yeah.
So the ball wasn't bouncy enough, maybe. I don't know.
You know what? Maybe that cost Saydel their first points.
Well,
Who's to know? That was also a good, strong defense in the paint from South Tama, but here we go.
Barometric pressure, maybe.
Oh.
Shine Low brings it up for the Eagles. Comes off a screen into the lane. A lot of athleticism there by Low, and he scores first.
Fast offense already as a sort of full pressure coming out for Saydel.
South Tama doing a good job spacing the court, passing the ball well. But who's going to take the shots? Who's going to make the buckets? That's the question here. Rosenberger inside to Bridgewater, back out to Tynisma. Tynisma into the lane. Shots off the mark. Rebound goes to Hunter Reed. Allen into the lane. Banks it off the middle of the backboard, and it's good. A.J. Allen on the board with 2. It's a 4-point lead for Saydel.
And that's going to be last touched by Saydel. So a quick 4 already coming out for Saydel. South Tama just needs to find some points somewhere.
And this is, with 3 returners, this is still a very, different team than what the Trojans had last year. Rosenberger whips it inside to Bridgewater. Bridgewater loses the handle. Turnover, gives it back to Saydel, and now Shine Low, the point guard, guarded by Rosenberger. Allen forces it in the middle. Back outside into the double team. A foul is called.
It's going to be called on Dolash. It's going to be his first.
First team foul for the Trojans. And Brady Hicks will take it out of bounds on the far side. Low gets past Rosenberger, kicks it out to Allen. Open look for a 3, and Tynisma comes crashing in for the rebound. Trojans pushing the pace up the court. Weiss to Tynisma. Rosenberger in the corner. Back to Bridgewater. And a foul is called. Going to be 2 shots for Emerson Bridgewater. Foul's going to go on Hunter Reed, number 11. First team foul for the Eagles.
Bridgewater shooting 2. First one doesn't find anywhere. It's going to bounce out. He'll take his second. And first.
And 1 of 2 for the freshman. Trojans are on the board. They trail 4-1. Allen to Shine Low. Air ball. Out of bounds.
What I want to see from South Tama is that they got to get some interior motion going on. The zone defense of Saydel is pretty strong.
It's been collapsing around Bridgewater down low. Dolash has been kind of contained to the perimeter as South Tama has been wanting to really move the ball and pass it a lot. Bridgewater gets stripped away again. Hicks brings it up the court. Out to Allen, another 3-pointer. This one bounces off the rim. Tynisma the rebound. And Tynisma up the court to Dolash in the corner.
Again, interior motions. We need guys moving past Dolash, excuse me. Get on the inside. Someone's got to make a move.
Tynisma out to Rosenberger. Long 3-pointer. Almost had it. Rebound goes to Bridgewater. Got robbed at the rim there. Gets his own putback and scores. Emerson Bridgewater. You can tell the body language a little frustrated here early on. He does have the only 3 points in the game so far for South Tama, and the only trail by 1 point here. 4-3 midway into the first quarter. A.J. Allen the ball, guarded by Jeremy Dolash, and the timeout is called. Saydel head coach Nick Noring wants to talk things over with the Eagles. And some subs looking to come in here for South Tama. James Brandt and Holden Shermer were at the scorer's table, so they're going to be coming in. And kind of what we've seen here is a group of kind of a contingent of senior cross-country runners that all went to the state meet for the first time in school history this fall. They've all, I don't know, they must have had a meeting or something and decided, hey, we're all going to go out. We're going to get everybody out for the basketball team. And here they are with Shermer, Tynisma, Rosenberger, Brandt. And Braxton Roars is out there. He's managing for the team this year. So most of the cross-country crew out in number here. So Brandt and Shermer check in for Bridgewater and Daniel Weiss. Still a 1-point game. A.J. Allen into the lane. Draws the double team, kicks it out to Lowe, and Lowe banks in a shot for 2. 6-3 now.
And top of the key is going to be passed out over to Tynisma.
Double team. Shermer on the sideline. Back out to Tynisma.
Yeah, I mean, they got a lot of perimeter ball movement, but someone's got to go in and mess up that interior, just like that.
Right.
It's going to go on the inside.
Brandt slashes into the lane, gets his own rebound, kicks it out to Tynisma. Rosenberger, open 3. Bounces hard off the back of the rim. Little jostling there for the loose ball. Hicks controls it up the court. Loose ball stripped away by Tynisma. The steal for the Trojans. Tynisma trying to push it up hard, up to the South Tama into the court. Brandt lets one go underneath the hoop. And the loose ball recovered by Reed. Allen fires it to Reed in the corner, and he lets one go. Shot's no good. Brandt the rebound. And South Tama puts the brakes on. 2.5 minutes to go. Low-scoring first quarter here. Dolash into traffic, kicks out to Tynisma. He tries a 3. The shooting touch is cold for a lot of these players on both sides, really. Everything we've seen has come from inside work.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, so far, no 3-point has been made from either team.
No.
And at least South Tama has 3 attempts to Saydel's 4. So
Chase Sharp goes to the bench for the Eagles. Sadler Gruber, a junior, coming on for Saydel. Trojans with the ball. Holden Shermer, top of the key. Rosenberger fires another 3. 0 for 3 so far. Here's another one. Rebound by Dolash. And Brandt goes flying to the out-of-bounds corner to try and save the ball, but it will be last touched by the Trojans.
And it's not bad looks that, Rosenberger and Tynisma have.
No.
It's just they're not going down, and maybe it's just the jinx on the rim.
6-3 lead, Saydel with the ball. Brady Hicks, the freshman combo guard. Big frame out there. Hands it off to Lowe. Lowe in the double team. Reed, open look, in and out. Loose ball picked up by Olin. Hicks tries a 3, and he's good from the corner.
That's his first attempt of the night. And first make there for Hicks.
In South Tama at this point in the season, they're figuring out kind of who they are as a group with some of these new players coming on. And I think it's going to take some time to get some of these returners to the program, these seniors that have come back into the program, reaccustomed to varsity basketball, speed, and chemistry with their teammates. And also Emerson Bridgewater as a kind of a focal point as a freshman. Got a lot of tools, but he's got a lot of learning to do, a pretty steep learning curve for him. And so all that kind of together has to evolve and mesh together at the same time, and that's going to be a challenge for them. Brandt driving in, catches the double team, gets stripped away. Loose ball on the floor, and finally a jump ball there.
Yeah, that took a little bit more time to call.
Under a minute yet to go. Stick around at halftime. We're going to hear from our boys captains, Daniel Weiss and Cade Rosenberger. Rosenberger throws it away. And Olin, I think he was looking, he thought he might be able to get a dunk away that time, but settles for the layup. But the Eagles widening a lead here, 11-3.
Yeah, last matchup between these two was very competitive and slowly pulling away here in this first quarter.
Rosenberger trying to find Bridgewater and throws it away down low.
A little frustration there from Rosenberger.
And Olin trying to get it to Hicks. The ball gets stripped away. Out of bounds, last touch by Rosenberger. Lowe checking back in for Turner Bennett, who comes off the court. 10 seconds left in the first quarter. Lowe dribbling it up. Easy two-point bucket. Makes it 13-3. And that will end the first quarter.
South Tama kind of crawling behind there with a 10-point deficit. So things to definitely work on both offense and defense, but Saydel has been playing this up-tempo, quick action. And right there with a breakaway score from Olin and Lowe, it's been really tough.
It has been. We'll take a quick break. We'll be right back with the start of the second quarter here on Trojan Country. Thanks for being with us. Welcome back into the Roundhouse. Start of quarter number 2. Trojans trailing by 10 as they have struggled to find any kind of scoring touch. Tyrus Clegg coming into the game, his first action. Clegg has been with the program in earlier seasons, has not really broken into the varsity level at this point. I don't know if he was out last year or not, but here he is. Working that guard position here. Brady Hicks for Saydel into the lane. Turnaround jumper. Clegg the rebound. And Daniel Weiss coming back after a bit of a respite. Gets it to Clegg in the corner. Three-pointer's no good. And Chase Sharp, the sophomore center, comes away with the rebound. Still 13-3. Low to Reed. Reed goes in, draws some attention, kicks it out to Hicks. And a foul call. Going to be on Hunter Reed, his first. First team foul either way here.
Here comes Weiss, point guard.
Tynisma to Clegg in the corner. Dolash whips it around to Tynisma, still on the perimeter. Daniel Weiss fires a three. Off the front of the rim, Clegg tries the putback. Not quite there. And it will be a foul on Emerson Bridgewater. Right off of that rebound attempt. A.J. Olin into the lane. Teardrops a bucket for 2.
He's 75% from within the paint.
Lowe and Olin both with 6, leading the Saydel Eagles. Emerson Bridgewater has the only points for South Tama so far. Another foul is called.
That one's going to be on Bridgewater. He was kind of pushing Hicks kind of out of the lane, and he was being very rough with it, so that was a good call.
Bridgewater picks up his second personal. Should be the second team foul for South Tama here in the second quarter. And there's a bucket for Sadler Gruber off the bench.
So South Tama still in a scoring drought in the second period.
Dolash back and forth on the perimeter. Weiss into the lane, and Daniel Weiss gets one to go. That was kind of where he did a lot of his work last year. In traffic, in the lane, kind of using his physicality to draw attention, and got the layup there.
That was a good block from Ty Nisma, and Clegg's going to take it coast to coast. I almost thought it wasn't going to go in.
Clegg just turned it on there. His teammates were looking for a pass. He said, no, I got it.
Well, lowers the deficit down to 2, and that's going to be a foul called on 22, Sadler Gruber.
First team foul for the Eagles. Bridgewater and Ty Nisma to the bench. Rosenberger and Brandt come on for STC. Still a 10-point deficit here, 17-7.
They gotta play good on the defense. Really crash the glass there. Just a nice little right-hand floater coming out.
Brady Hicks.
Hicks, yes.
He's got 5. Had a 3-pointer in the first quarter. Weiss trying to get it to Dolash down low.
Shine Lowe's going to take this one near side. He's going to be doubled up. And foul. Going to be called on Clegg. That's going to be Clegg's first, team's third.
Ty Nisma in for Clegg. And Coach Harrison just kind of stirring the soup a little bit and seeing what kind of looks and feels good. There's a missed shot by the Eagles. Rebound, James Brandt. Rosenberger to Ty Nisma.
At this point, you got to be looking for some sort of 2s, but here's a kick out.
James Brandt airballs a 3 from the corner. And we go out of bounds. Last touch by South Tama. 4.5 minutes left to go.
Like the energy by South Tama as they're going to double up low. It's going to be passed out and blocked by Tanisma. Ball's going to be grabbed by Hicks. Lowe's going to call an offense. Calls for a screen. That's picked up by Weiss. He'll dribble into the lane where 3 Trojans will get it, and the blocked rebound comes from Tanisma. Weiss, he'll take it top of the key.
Ty Nisma long 3. It's good. Wow. Big sigh of relief there for South Tama as they get one to go through finally.
Yeah, first
Cut
made
the
3.
lead to 9.
Hicks is going to take it to the top, past the low. He'll take a 3 for an answer, and he gets it. And that is going to be a called timeout on Saydel.
Coach Noring and the Eagles talk things over. 3.5 minutes to go, just under 3.5.
Offensively, it's not what you want to see from South Tama. Defensively, there's inklings there. Of course, that was a good crash in the paint for 3 Trojans right there. But the tempo offense for Saydel has just been what's been calling this whole entire game and what kind of leads it to this 12-point deficit.
Yeah.
But I would obviously like to see more paint motions. Of course, you kind of see this at the college level, and I know how that can be a little bit hard to call that kind of offense.
Yep.
When you're playing that 3-2 zone defense that Saydel is playing, but you got to make something open. Of course, nothing's there for Bridgewater in the paint, and they've been dishing it out to him, and you got to give that man some relief. create some confusion on that defense for Saydel.
And so Bridgewater checks back in after a little bit of a break. Back out for the Trojans to be Rosenberger, Tynisma. Ian Vore coming in for his first look of the game. Vore came off the bench last year. He's a junior. Along with Brandt and Bridgewater in the middle. Tynisma goes again. Bounces 3 times and drops in. Back-to-back three-pointers for Tommy Tynisma.
That's a good heat check there, and whatever kind of bad mojo was on that rim, it's gone now.
Allen gets stopped up by Vore. And the Eagles work it out to Shine low near the half-court line.
Got to find a mismatch if you're Saydel.
A.J. Allen from the free throw line. No good. Air ball picked up by James Brandt. Here comes South Tama. Rosenberger back and forth with Tynisma. He's guarded by Jacob McPherson. Excuse me, no, Chase Sharp, excuse me.
Yeah, again, another heat check for Tynisma there. This time from the right-hand corner. Didn't get it to go, but inbounds coming for South Tama.
Rosenberger tried to dump it down low to Bridgewater, and he catches some contact. That'll be a foul.
Yeah, that was a good call over the top. Lowe was being too aggressive there. Swiped the arm. Good call, good call.
Still 2 team fouls for the Eagles. They've kept it pretty clean here in this first half. Brandt down low to Bridgewater, and he gets one to go underneath the hoop.
First assist of the game, and points made for Bridgewater.
Steal by Rosenberger. Nice pass there. Tynisma couldn't finish it off. Rosenberger did well to get it over to him, though, and maybe Tynisma just quite wasn't ready for it. Here's a three-pointer by Hicks, and Brady Hicks finds the bottom of the net. These Saydel shooters have had answers tonight.
Yes, they have. South Tama only making 2 from beyond the arc. Conversely, Saydel, according to my notes, has 2 as well. But
the Trojans have got their offense going a little bit, but Saydel has kept the kept the margin right where they put it in the beginning of the first quarter.
I didn't see what that call was from, but foul for South Tama, so that's going to be a turnover.
Just over a minute to go. 25-15 lead for Saydel. Gruber underneath. He's got another bucket. Sadler Gruber just kind of rolls off the screen look there. Rosenberger to Vore, and now Tynisma. Here's Cade Rosenberger into the lane. Some contact, unable to get the shot to go. And Rosenberger fouls low.
Saydel student section kind of out in force. That's very interesting to see.
Yeah, not a bad looking crowd here for Saydel coming up from Des Moines. Under a minute to go. South Tama would like to kind of put some kind of statement on the end of this second quarter, as it's been all Saydel really this first half. Low into the lane, past defenders, and he drops one through. And Shine Low leading all scorers with 11.
Shot clock's off. Be nice if South Tama could get a last answer point here in this half. Usually about the 13, 12-second mark, you want to get an offense going in high school.
Bridgewater out to Tynisma, three-pointer, off the mark. Brandt the rebound, catches Rosenberger in the lane, good look. And Bridgewater buckets one at the end. So a nice job by the Trojans to just kind of stick with it. After a couple of missed shots, Emerson Bridgewater finishes leading the Trojans with 7. And we go into halftime. with South Tama trailing 29-17. We are going to take a break. We will be back after a video interview here in a moment. And we'll be back with the third quarter after a bit. Thanks for being with us. It's time for our first Coach's Corner interview of the boys basketball season. I'm joined by Craig Harrison, our boys varsity coach. Craig, thanks for being with us. And first, I'm going to have you just kind of introduce yourself. Your first year with the South Tama Trojans. Tell us kind of what brings you up to where we are today, your kind of basketball resume, as it were.
Well, I played some basketball in high school and college, and I really enjoyed that. And I coached at a few different schools, PCM in Turkey Valley and Olwine, and then I took some time off when my kids were playing age to watch them play, and then there just a few turns of events, and didn't want to teach middle school anymore, and came up here, and I just sort of fell into this position like it was waiting for me.
Yeah. So you're teaching for South Tama, correct?
I am. I'm a high school social studies teacher.
In your second year?
Second year here.
Okay.
Yeah.
What have been your impressions of the South Tama community and school district in your time here so far?
Well, kids are kids, and they have the same kind of needs everywhere you go. We have some special issues here that you don't see a lot of places, but there's great diversity, and gosh, they're just such nice kids. And the schools I've been at before, I really couldn't always say that, but I like these kids. They're fun to work with, and if there's something they can't do or won't do, they just tell me. And other schools, it was a big secret. It's not a secret here.
Yeah.
And they'll communicate with me, and they'll work with me, and if they want to pass bad enough, they'll come in and we'll find a way.
Yeah, that's great. What do you enjoy? What do you love about the sport of basketball? You kind of have to love it to get into a role like this, I would think anyway. What kind of is that for you inside for as far as basketball is concerned?
Well, I kind of call it a give and take because I learn from the kids as much as they learn from me, and I kind of have to watch them and figure out what they can do before we put up any sort of offense or defense. We have to look at their skill set and make big decisions based on that. So it's not a cookie cutter offense or a cookie cutter defense. It's kind of tailored to the kids that we have. And I call basketball the ADHD sport. You're on offense, you're on defense, you're on offense, you're shooting free throws, and there's a lot of transition, and it's really easy to keep kids' attention in a sport like that.
Yeah.
And not a lot of downtime like there is in some sports.
Right. How long have you been at practice so far? I know things are just getting rolling for the boys
we're a
team.
couple weeks in.
Okay.
And I've learned a lot about the kids.
Yeah, so what do you we have some new faces, some returners coming into this squad, but it's all new to you.
It's all new to me. They're all new players to me.
Talk a little bit about your other two assistants. You've got some new assistants coming into the program with you as well. Who are they?
Yeah,
what are
David
they?
Weiss has been in the community for a long time. He played high school basketball here, and he's got a son on the team, and he coached the kids in their youth leagues and youth ball, and he really knows the kids really well on the JV and varsity teams. And then the freshman coach is Justin Gates, and he also is Trojan alum. He was South Tama through and through, and I think they went to state when he was here.
Nice. Yeah.
And he's just he's a true big man. And he's got some insights that us little guard guys don't have.
Sure. So what have you learned about this group so far? What do they do well? What are some of the things that you're kind of learning at this point from this group in practice?
I tell you, I was really surprised at how well they shoot because a couple of the kids haven't played for a year or two, and I kind of thought they'd be super rusty, and they're really not too bad. And we've got some returners that were shooting guards, so we've got the ability to shoot. We got some cross country kids, and boy, can they run!
Yeah,
I've got a young center that's going to come in, and and he's a little taller, not by WAMAC standards, but by South Tama standards. And I'm hoping he's going to give us some support, maybe in a starting role, maybe in a supporting role. We'll see how it plays out. It's tough to guess freshmen.
Right. So with that, you look at that boys cross country team, almost all kind of transports itself into the basketball team. What is it like to have that kind of endurance, cardio already sort of built into that group? What does that mean on the basketball court?
Well, they just don't get tired, for one thing, and they don't make tired mistakes. And but boy, it's tough on those kids that didn't run cross country because the end of practice, you can tell who the cross country kids are because they're barely sweating. And it's a challenge to blend the two different conditioning styles of football, of not playing. I'll say three because the cross country kids are just never tired. And that's just great. I've had cross country kids before, but these kids are really special.
What sort of things are you working on in practice at this point, as far as how practices are running, the fundamentals or the things that you're trying to push to the team? What are those things at this point in the season?
I'm worried about the press. Breaking a press is always a challenge. You've got kids that haven't played for a year or two, or they're coming up as new high schoolers, and just reading the defense and knowing where the voids are in the defense, where to attack, that's really hard. And like I said, they're fast. And sometimes going too fast is as big a problem as going too slow, because those gaps aren't there yet, as opposed to when you're going too slow, they disappear. So it's really kind of a similar issue of learning and figuring out how the defenses work. And of course, playing against your partners in practice, they may not be similar to your opponent's skills. So,
about how many kids do you have out for the boys team this year?
We're around 35. And
so that seems like a big number.
It's a lot, and there's a lot of seniors, and I've got a lot of kids that come out that haven't really been out for a year or two, and you know, of course, they want to play, and there's going to be some JV time, but I just don't have enough spots for all the seniors.
What is that like? Kind of having a larger group to work with in practice? Does that impact what you're able to do with more kids in the building, more kids in a practice room? How does that impact things?
Well, we can do actually a lot of unique things with having a large number in the JV varsity, because our first group, for example, can go against a different group every rep and get a little different. You know, they don't get comfortable and they don't get used to beating the same guy the same way every time, and that's pretty good. And developmentally, it's pretty good because kids are moving along at a similar rate. We don't have anybody dwelling on the sidelines just watching, because we can use everybody kind of all at once, and it's a lot of fun, really. My practices move pretty quick. There's not a lot of sitting around, maybe during free throws time because we only have 6 hoops. But you know, we do what we can to try to develop everybody as fast as we can.
Thinking about the Saydel game coming up here in just a day. What I know, Bry feels like not enough time.
Not enough time.
No. What are you doing to prepare? What's kind of the game plan against the Saydel team? What are some of the things that South Tama needs to do to take home a win in their first game?
I'm concerned with rebounding because they shoot from the perimeter a lot, and long shots equals long rebounds. And you know, sometimes you box out right under the hoop and you do a nice job, but you don't get the ball because it's a long rebound. And that really favors the offense as far as rebounding goes. I'm a believer that rebounding is defense. And if you don't get the rebound, it really doesn't matter what else you did. If they get another shot, you might as well have not been in position to guard. You might as well have not been boxing out if you're giving up the rebound every time. So defensively, we're really going to focus on that and their long rebounds. Now, they do a lot of dribble penetration and kicking out, and that's difficult to defend. And, you know, we practice and practice, but you never know until the popcorn's popping how they're going to play. And
what, as far as your team is concerned, what does South Tama on the offensive side need to do, or if you see XYZ happening from your team, that's a good night for this group?
Shot selection. You know, you've got kids that played mostly pickup ball for a couple of years. And, you know, they kind of shoot what they shoot. And I want to put one team out with one goal and working as a unit, and that's, you know, it's not always as easy said as done. Most of these kids did play youth ball together, and they're familiar with each other.
That's good,
And I see some neat passing opportunities that they do just from playing together for a long time. And I'm hopeful that carries over to game time.
All right. Well, thank you very much, Coach, for the time. Best of luck to you and the Trojans, and we'll catch up with you again soon.
Thank you. We'll see you later.
Welcome back. We're getting ready to start the third quarter here at the Roundhouse. South Tama trailing Saydel in their season opener 29-17 under some hot shooting from the Eagles coming from a few different directions. I'll hand it over to Hunter White. He'll give you some kind of halftime stats.
Absolutely. Right now, shy and low, perfect from 2-point field goal percentage, making 5 of 5. Hicks also 100%, shooting 2 for 2 with 66% beyond the arc. Conversely, South Tama, Rosenberger has 1 made attempt. Conversely, Bridgewater able to make 3 for 4 within the 2-point line. And currently, Tanisma is the only one with points beyond the arc. He's 50%.
Had a couple in the second quarter there. Starting for the third quarter for STC, it's going to be Tanisma, who just fired a shot, in and out. And it will go back to the Eagles. So it's going to be Tanisma, Rosenberger, Dolash, Weiss, and Bridgewater. The starters back in for the second half. For the Eagles, it's going to be Lowe, Hicks, Allen, Sharp, and Reed. They're starters as well. A.J. Allen called for traveling, trying to get inside the lane.
That was a good call. So turnover, South Tama's ball. Hopefully get something going in the second half. Rosenberger's going to take it top the keel, pass out to Weiss. Back to Rosenberger. Tanisma's going to take another 3 ball. This one's good. Third made beyond the arc for Tanisma. He'll try and
works it up the court. And it's going to be a foul called on Cade Rosenberger. Second personal for Rosenberger.
Brady Hicks inbound, take it out to Lowe. Reed will dribble it out, dish out to Sharp. Calling some offense now for Hunter Reed. Ball shot up, put up.
Allen into the lane. Weiss thought he got a little, was going to get the charge there, but and
charge called.
Charge called on Tanisma on the other end.
That's tough, but you got to play through it.
Yep.
Down 11.
Reed cross court to Hicks. Off the backboard, no good on the 3 attempts. In here comes Rosenberger, quickly up the court, into the lane, dumps off to Bridgewater. Bridgewater has it stripped away, and a foul is called against Sharp.
That was holding. So good call. Very aggressive play. Good dish out to Bridgewater.
Non-shooting foul, so Rosenberger inbounds from underneath the hoop. Tanisma working against the zone defense from Saydel. Rosenberger inside to Bridgewater. Kicks out to Tanisma. Tommy Tanisma, 4 3-pointers.
He's been getting hot, this time at the top of the key. So Lowe is going to take this one, pass it out to Allen. He'll take the rebound, and they'll work around the perimeter. Reed's going to dribble in, pass out, kick out.
And Allen throws it away, trying to get it to Sharp. Rosenberger got into the lane, picks it off. Here's the Trojans now, back in the half court. Dolash whips it over to Tanisma. Long 3-pointer. And the miss.
At least he's taking those shots. That's the big thing.
Yeah, I mean, smoke them if you got them. And Tanisma kind of letting it fly here a little bit. And South Tama's not had much else happening for offense. So there's a loose ball picked away by Jeremy Dolash. Trojans on the fast break. Bridgewater hard to the rim, and he finishes for 2.
Good job with the assist there from Rosenberger. That's his first assist for the night.
Little trouble at midcourt. South Tama strips it away. The transition bucket. Tanisma to Rosenberger. First points of the night for Cade Rosenberger, and it comes at a critical time here. South Tama crawling back into this one, trailing by 4. Another loose ball.
Got to get some points off this turnover.
Oh, Ty Nisma has his pockets picked by Reed. Allen, fast break, and draws the foul.
I mean, at that late in the shot, I wouldn't have fouled that. That was a good idea.
Got lucky it didn't go down.
Yeah.
No, so
got to be lucky that wasn't a technical.
I know. Oh, maybe it was intentional.
Yeah, it was technical. So first technical foul.
Allen, good on the first.
That's his first time at the charity stripe tonight. And first shooting foul coming for South Tama. Or coming from. So his second's going to be off, so he's 50% on the night so far from charity stripe.
1 of 2 for A.J. Allen. 5-point game. Bridgewater checks out. James Brandt into the game. Brandt almost came away with the steal there.
Yeah, if that ball didn't have that much heat on it, that would have been a scoop up.
Midway into the third quarter, South Tama rallying a little bit. Their defense kind of forcing some turnovers. And that created a couple of transition buckets, and some of the shooting from Tommy Tynisma has gotten South Tama back into this one. Shine low. Off on the jumper. Rebound picked up by Brandt. And now Trojans in the half court. Three-pointer by Tynisma. Again, off the back of the rim. No good. Low the rebound. And Tynisma rung up for a foul on Hicks as he was trying to get an arm in there to steal it away.
They're being aggressive, and I like that. Of course, like you mentioned, we got a ton of cross-country runners. So the stamina of those guys are definitely built up than non-cross-country runners, which I don't know if Saydel has those or not, but you got to use that advantage.
Yeah.
Keep applying that pressure.
And we'll see if that plays any role down the stretch. Saydel hasn't gone too deep into their bench. Here's Hicks from 3. Sharp the rebound. Allen steps inside. Two-pointer off the mark. Eagles doing a good job crashing the boards here on this trip down the court. Couple of offensive rebounds. Now Shine low, one-on-one against Tynisma. Into the lane, through the zone. Allen finds the bottom of the net finally.
So South Tama gonna get something going on offense here. Kick out to Cade. He'll take a long 3. And nothing but net. So Rosenberger with his first 3 of the night.
Four-point game. South Tama has trailed pretty much the whole way. And another foul called against South Tama.
That's going to be
on Dolash.
Dolash, yep. At least it wasn't a shooting one. Or are they going to take him to the line? It looks like it. Yeah. Yep, so that was a shooting foul called. And this brings up all into the line, 50% on the night so far.
And Allen good on the first. Misses on the second. And the Trojans back in action here. Trailing by 5. Cade Rosenberger working the ball at the point. Holden Shermer gets it around to Brandt at the baseline. And Brandt throws it away. Turnover back to the Eagles.
And that was a good all ball. Good call, or I guess no good call from the officials.
Right.
Came up from behind, got all ball on that.
Out of bounds, last touch by the Trojans, and so it'll stay with Saydel. Allen to inbound. To Hicks, fires a 3 right away, off the rim, no good. Hicks thought he was fouled, but no call. Trojans in a fast break. Tynisma dumps it off to Bridgewater. No look pass there down low by Tommy Tynisma. And the Trojans within one possession, 35-32.
That's a block shot by Tynisma, regained by Allen.
Reed, a 3. Off the mark. Shermer the rebound. Under 2 minutes left in the third. South Tama piecing together a comeback. Work yet to do. Here's Rosenberger, open 3. Off the front of the rim, no good. Brandt goes in hard to try and get the rebound, and he forces Reed to step out of bounds. Turnover, South Tama.
Heads up play right there. You can see how exhausted Saydel is looking, and South Tama is just, they're huffing, but they're doing good.
Open look here for Holden Shermer off the front of the rim. Brandt the rebound into a double team. Almost passed it away. Trojans going to reset. Rosenberger 3. No good. Low up to Reed. Hicks into the lane. In and out, just got robbed at the rim there. Good look by Brady Hicks, the freshman. 1 minute to go, third quarter. South Tama back in the half court. James Brandt in the left corner.
Again, you got to have your guards kind of wishy-washing out.
And South Tama is just letting loose from three-point range. Tynisma misses again. Reed into the lane, spin move, and a bucket. Timely work there for Hunter Reed. Do you have him for any other points tonight?
Nope,
Is that his
that's
first?
his first of the night.
Trojans back in the half court now. Tynisma fires again. This time he's good.
If you smoke him, you got him. That's 5 for 11 now for Rosenberger. Or excuse me, Tynisma.
2-point game, 37-35. Eagles trying to respond, shine low, in and out.
Wow.
Good look there. 5 seconds on the clock. Third quarter, one more shot for Tynisma, it's good!
If you smoke it, you got it. South Tama with the lead, 38-37.
Oh man, I tell you, it's good to see South Tama in this gym excited and people on their feet, not just students, fans and community members excited about a South Tama basketball game. We haven't had that in a little while, and we got a fun one here. South Tama pulls into a 1-point lead as we go into the fourth quarter.
Fun little stat. Tynisma is 0 for 2 from 2-point shooting. Conversely, 3 points. The man's shooting 50%. He's 6 for 12 right now.
Wow.
So I know South Tama kind of looking for some answers, and they might just have found one in Tommy. But defensively, South Tama has been doing a really good job forcing those turnovers. And Saydel has been huffing and puffing. They've kind of been out of breath.
We'll see if South Tama can kind of not only win the cardio battle, but also the mental battle here as the pressure is going to ratchet up here a little bit in the fourth quarter. Who can control the ball? Who can limit their turnovers? And it'll be Saydel to start things off. Shine low with 11 points. Right behind teammate A.J. Allen. Low into the lane, into a double team and a whistle. And called a foul called against Cade Rosenberger.
All right, and an early foul. Of course, now that the foul is reset, but you got to start thinking about maybe foul trouble coming in this fourth quarter.
Brady Hicks across the screen into the lane, jumper off the mark, loose ball scramble. And South Tama comes up with it. Brandt to the deck to pick it up. And now Rosenberger at the point. Inside. Bridgewater has Hicks one-on-one. Like to see that first step. You got the one-on-one, get after it and get in there. And there's a foul and a, let's see, will the bucket count? That's the question.
Yep.
I think the bucket is going to count.
Or are they going to inbound, or is that a non-shooting foul?
Okay, no basket. Foul against Cade Rosenberger, so he'll go to the bench with 4 fouls. Tyrus Clegg comes on for South Tama. Fortunate that didn't get counted as a shooting foul or a and one.
Yep.
Hunter Reed, a three-pointer, no good. Trojans with the rebound. Shermer's going to try a 3, no good. And Reed the rebound. Here come the Eagles on the other end. A.J. Allen out to low.
Clegg to guard.
And Clegg's going to pick up the foul.
I mean, now that you got Tanisma with a hot hand, you almost want to think that Saydel's going to double him up. Maybe give a free man there for Emerson. Conversely, what you need to do now is start getting more paint points.
Right. Shine low. Off the back foot. Fadeaway is off the mark. Daniel Weiss the rebound. Weiss up the court. Tynisma tries another 3. He's got another one.
Wow.
Tommy freaking Tynisma having a night. 41-37, South Tama on top. And here comes Saydel now, trying to respond. And a foul's going to be called. Tynisma got up high to contest that shot, and he's going to be rung up for a personal foul. And that's going to be 3 on Tynisma.
Yeah, it's really tough. Of course, that lane violation kind of was a no call, but you know, you gotta play with what you can.
Allen on the free throws, good on the first. Still a close game here. And we got a long way to go. So
yep.
South Tama with the momentum, but they're a young team in some regards, with some senior leadership as well. Here's Weiss to Bridgewater. Clegg will try a 3. It's off the mark. And James Brandt's going to be called for over the back.
Yeah, I don't want to give false confidence to South Tama. Of course, Tommy with the hot hand, 7 for 13 on the night. From beyond the arc, we just saw Clegg take one. He's 0-2 from beyond the arc. So, but you got to crash in, get in the paint, make some points that way. And right now, it's going to be Reed to the line. He'll miss his first.
And Saydel's been kind of clearing out on these free throws, just kind of letting South Tama come up with the rebound or not if the ball goes through, and Reed good on the second one. 2-point game here. Tynisma will go into the lane, and he's going to draw a foul.
Right idea, though. Crashing in towards the paint, calling those outside defenders. Weiss was wide open.
Mm-hmm. Tynisma to inbound underneath his own hoop. Out to Clegg. Clegg baseline floater off the mark. Hicks the rebound, and now here come the Eagles.
Clegg looking for a call on that. Might have an argument, but either way, we play on.
And Hicks, one-on-one against Weiss, has the size and length advantage and finishes at the hoop. We're tied at 41. Clegg tries a 3, off the mark. Another foul called against Brandt.
I mean,
second personal against James Brandt.
You know, smoke them if you got them. It's kind of been the mantra that we've been talking about today. But some of those looks, you just don't want to take those, and you're going to force turnovers in these small, quite literally a tied game.
Yeah.
You don't want to take a forced shot that you don't want to.
No.
And I know Clegg was kind of contested there on the right-hand side. And I almost would want to think maybe you want to keep on running that offense. Of course, looking here, Bridgewater is 5 for 7 in the paint. So he's got a good center kind of motion to him. If he could just, maybe dish it out, give it to Bridgewater, he's one of the returners. He's got to make a play on that in that regard.
I'd like to say thank you to our winter season sponsors. They include Berkwood Village of Tama, Toledo, Salt Creek Wind, Mercy Care Tama, Iowa Premium, State Bank of Toledo, S&S Car Wash, Cruzy Phillips Funeral Home, Appraisal and Realty Services, Brabach Lumber, Stein Brabach Floor Coverings, Medicap Pharmacy, Mark West and Hoyer Law Office, Assured Partners Insurance, Hardens, Sharn Webbers, and TFD Photo and Film. Thanks to all those local sponsors for supporting South Tama activities and our broadcasts here on Trojan Country. We're just getting started in our winter season. We're going to have South Tama basketball, both girls and boys South Tama wrestling coming your way this season. Next broadcast is set for Friday here at home against West Delaware. It's going to be a girls game. And here's Hunter Reed at the line. Misses on the first. Reed one more to try and take a lead.
So he's 50% on the line now for Reed. And Rosenberger, Tenisma is going to take that. Top of the key, pass to Weiss. He'll look, size it up. Shermer's going to work on the inside. That's what you need to do. Now you bring Vor in, and you kind of get that switch mismatch going. But again,
Bridgewater, high post. Trying to move the ball around. That's a little bit of a change. Screen from Vor. And Vor passes it away. Low, fast break. And it's going to be James Brandt going up, trying to make the athletic move there, and going to be called for a foul. Low to the line for 2.
This is the first time Lowe's going to be at the charity stripe. And he'll get his one to go down. So traditional three-point play there for Lowe. South Tama now down by 4. No look pass coming from Tenisma. Weiss is going to take it. Strong paint shot is contested there.
Hicks the rebound. And the Eagles back to within a 4-point lead, 45-41. Hicks again into the lane. He's been pretty good tonight.
Yeah.
And he drops one through. He's fired up. And Hicks kind of coming on here. He's got 12 to join the other scoring leaders, Lowe and Allen, who had kind of big first half contributions. There's Tenisma at the rim. It's the and one layup from, not the and one, I should say, the alley-oop layup.
Yeah, but that's exactly what they need to do. They brought 2 members of South Tama in, created that open lane for Tenisma to come in and get the shot up. If they can keep doing that, keep using their cardio and momentum with 3:30 left to play, they can make it competitive.
Vor and Weiss come out of the game for Shermer and Rosenberger, who's in with 4 fouls. Hicks into the lane again. And he's kind of owned that post position tonight. And that's where they've been going to him, down low. 49-43.
Yeah.
South Tama, I wouldn't be surprised, is going to try and look to the 3 to make up this ground. Shermer inside to Rosenberger. Good pass. Here's Bridgewater for a 3. It's airballed. Loose ball. It will go to the Eagles.
I am right down this line here. That was definitely last touch by Saydel.
Yeah.
That was not a good call.
And the Eagles will keep it. Tynisma almost got it stolen away. Ball goes out of bounds.
You're still down 2 possessions. Very doable. South Tama's just got to play a strong defense right here, and they're going to do a full court press. That's going to be dished out to Reed. He was going to look for it, goes in. Pass out to Hicks. Hicks to Lowe.
Lowe almost kind of looked at a screen option there from Allen, but the Eagles back it out. Time to work a little clock here, too. Rosenberger comes crashing in, trying to get above Allen. Avoids the foul. The shot goes up. Reed comes down with the rebound, and Saydel's going to run clock here.
Which is kind of smart. Gotta get it for what it's worth.
Oh, yeah.
When you're up 2 possessions, you almost want to start thinking about maybe fouling if you're South Tama. If it starts getting down to a minute, it's very doable. So shot clock under 10.
Hicks into the lane, kicks out to Reed. Three-pointer is good. Big shot there by Hunter Reed. He's had all of his points in the second half. They've come at critical junctures, and he pushes the Saydel lead to 8.
Yeah, South Tama's got to look for a 3. Here's Rosenberger.
In and out, off the mark. Sharp the rebound, and now a minute 15, and Saydel in control.
Reed's going to call the offense. Hicks takes it top of the key, has the screen if he wants it. Shermer is going to guard that. Kick back out to Hicks. Kind of the pressure coming now with 5 seconds on the shot clock. They got to make something happen.
Low comes off a screen, takes a 3. Ball goes out of bounds, and it'll be South Tama ball.
So maybe give the hot hand to Nisma right here, maybe.
Rosenberger weaves through traffic and gets a quick bucket. And a timeout's called.
That clock run out was kind of quick.
Yeah. A couple seconds come off there before the clock stops. But South Tama trailing by 7 as we go into the final seconds of action here.
I mean, if there's anything, like the big takeaway from tonight is South Tama, unrefined team, but they got inklings of something good. They just need to practice, run a couple of things on offense. The defense is there, the cardio's there.
Yeah. I don't know what to expect from the rest of the WAMAC this season, and that's out of South Tama's control, but I do think we're going to see a kind of tale of 2 halves for this season for this boys team, as long as they keep everybody healthy and kind of keep at it. I think they've got a lot of tools to work with. And a foul there out of the inbounds pass. 18 seconds to go. Probably not quite enough time for South Tama. You can work the free throw game a little bit here, but South Tama is going to have to get some luck on their side if they're going to come back in this one. Hicks misses on the first.
Yep, and that's his first time to the line, so he's 0 for 1 on the night from the charity stripe. Second one. That one's good, though.
1 of 2 for Hicks, and he's got a team-high 15 tied with Allen. Tynisma into the lane on a double team. Off-balance shot and a foul. Last 10 seconds. Saydel back to the line.
Yeah, last year when these teams met, Saydel did end up getting the victory, 63-61. And that opening meeting made it a little bit more competitive back then. But, you know, it was still a good game, tied up at 41-41.
Shine Low makes his first free throw. Weiss into the game for Shermer.
But competitive nonetheless, and good things hopefully coming for these boys. So second one for Low. That one's going to go on. Up and in. He's perfect on the night, 3 for 3.
And low pass stripped away, and that will do it. Final score here at the Roundhouse. Saydel 55, South Tama 45. The second half comeback falls short for South Tama, and they drop to 0-1 on their season. But a lot of promising things, like you said, a lot of things to work with. And we'll see here. Just trying to pull up the next few games here for these basketball teams. It's just a girls' game on Friday. The boys are not in action as the girls' season kind of getting going earlier, and then they taper off as they get to their playoffs. But so the girls have West Delaware this Friday at home. We're going to have that game live here on Trojan Country, and then next week we get into WAMAC action. South Tama takes on Center Point Urbana. The boys will be at home. The girls will be away on Tuesday the 5th. On Friday the 8th, South Tama takes on Marion. That's another home and away. So girls will be home on Friday. Boys will be away in Marion to take on the Wolves. And following week, another Tuesday, Friday. Mount Vernon on Tuesday and a Grinnell doubleheader on Friday, right before the last week of the season before, or the winter semester. And so, yeah, a lot of fun games coming up. Make sure to tune in on Friday as we have the girls' game against West Delaware here on Trojan Country. We have wrestling action coming your way as well. Next Thursday, we'll have a home meet here. Boys and girls varsity wrestlers in action next Thursday. So tune in for that as well. Any final thoughts from you, Hunter, before we sign off this evening?
Yeah, absolutely. Like we kind of mentioned here towards the end, a lot of good inklings. You got something that you got to play around with as you kind of go into the WAMAC for both boys and girls. So really looking forward to it. Of course, the storyline tonight is Tommy Tanisma shooting 53% beyond the arc.
Yeah.
So, you know, you got weapons in Tanisma, and you got, you know, veterans in Rosenberger, Bridgewater, and Dolash. So if you can kind of utilize those things, you got a competitive-looking boys team, and that's something that I'm really looking forward to this season.
You bet. All right, well, thanks for being with us. Thanks to you, Hunter, for being on the call, and we will catch up with you, Trojan fans, on Friday. Have a good week, everybody.